Searching all along, came facing twilight on and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked, where have I been? I'm a shapeshifter. To be found, a mirror right in front of me, that's where I find an empty glass, reflecting the sad truth.
Man, Persona music will always be a vibe. Like, it don't matter what mood you're in, that shit is just always hitting, bro. Whether it's a good day, whether it's a bad day, it's a sunny day, it's a rainy day, that shit just hits, bro. Yeah, it's one way to do the intro. What's going on, people? What's up? What's up? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? What is going on, you guys? Mic check. 1, 2, 1. Oh, God. Excuse me if I sound a little congested, y'all. The season's, the weather's been changing quite frequently here. Like, we've had some days in, like, what, the 50s, and then they go straight back down to the 30s. It's just been messing with your boy. So over the past couple of days, I've just had some congestion that lasts like a couple of hours of the day, and then it goes away, and then it comes back for the evening portions of the day. It's very strange. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat saying that everything is looking crispy, everything is sounding good. All right, all right. Yeah, it's good to see that I'm not the only one who's had bipolar weather. It's been nice having really good weather, but just when it does that yo-yo, that back and forth, bro, I mean, I get it. It's like we're going from winter into spring, but man, I just wish that my body wasn't so susceptible to this shit. It always happens in, specifically like March, April, and then again, it happens in like September, October. And it's not like the sickness that can take me out of the game where I'm bedridden, but it's enough for me to feel as if, like, oh man, I'm feeling sick, bro. But what's up, people? Let's get into some shout outs while we wait for a couple of the homies and homettes to pull up. We got J Fam in the chat. What's up, Jason? How you doing, brother? Hey, sub, what we playing tonight? Well, we playing this game called Ask Neo, which y'all can be playing games, but your boy is gonna be hunkered down at this desk streaming for y'all. So it's gonna be some good background noise. But I was actually just playing some Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I never got around to finishing it. And I wanted like a nice, quick single player game that you can get through while I play Xenoblade Chronicles X, because yes, this did just come out a few days ago. So I don't really want to play, like, you know me, I love my JRPGs, but I don't want to play one really long game and then one also really long game that's not story focused, it's more gameplay driven. But it is also very long because there's a lot of side content. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put down the JRPGs, I'm gonna put down those, and I'm gonna focus on Xenoblade Chronicles X. And then I'll have like Indiana Jones as a somewhat palate cleanser. You guys understand what I'm talking about. We got David Big Light in the chat. What's up, everyone? What's up, David? David's starting early with the shots tonight. Yes, sir. We got Stephen Kennedy in the chat. Talk about the Persona 4 remake. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. That's the only major topic we had to discuss tonight. Compared to the last show that we did. There really hasn't been a lot of crazy stuff happening in gaming as far as like worthy and notable news discussions. You know, like the last big thing that happened was the whole debacle with Warner Brothers games and all the stuff with the Wonder Woman title. But ever since then, it's been like calm. There've been some stories here and there, but nothing really like noteworthy. Unless you count Elon Musk and Grum's getting ratioed by the Assassin's Creed Twitter account, which is a beautiful, beautiful way to start a Tuesday evening. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's some really awesome stuff. We got David M12 in the chat. We got Pooh Bear. We got Kory Gryffindor. Wow, look who decides to stream. Yeah, you guys know that if there's one thing that I'm consistent on, it's me being inconsistent with streaming. But if there's also another thing that I'm consistent on is your boy's going to stream on a Tuesday. I actually had Tuesday night off from work, so I was like, you know, I could push this to like a Wednesday, but I was like, no, we're going to do it today. That's what I call being proactive, because that is what heroes do. Valkyne24, it's been 84 years. Oh, no, it hasn't. Well, maybe for you, because you live in Australia. Y'all might be 84 years in the future. I don't know. How is it over there? How's the Switch 2? We got Exploit in the chat. Kory Gryffindor says also Digimon is going to have 450 Digimon. Are you talking about the new game? The new Digimon story game? They're going to be up in the roster? If so, that is fucking awesome. We got Kermit the Frog. Hope everyone in the chat is having a fantastic day. I'll be here packing to move out of the parents' home. That is awesome, Kermit the Frog. And he says, I got to fit 45 volumes of One Piece in one box. That is going to be an ordeal. But I think you can do it, man. Just make sure it's properly padded and don't put that near anything that has liquid. And if it's going to be raining, make sure you cover it with a lot of stuff. Because, you know, once those manga volumes, can't be losing them. That's history right there. Let's see. We got Pap in the chat. Yo, it's been a minute. Been seeing the gym story inspiring others. Oh, I appreciate you, Pap. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Y'all know this. It's part of my routine on Instagram. I don't really post too much on IG as far as like reels or like regular individual posts. It's mainly just a lot of stories. And like stories consist of reblogging memes, food, gym, video games, movies. Basically the same shit that I always talk to you guys about. But appreciate that, Pap. We got David G in the chat. I told you not to start Persona 4 on Twitter. Might as well wait for the remake. Well, you see, David G, I would listen to your advice if I was a smart man, but I am not a smart man, as you guys have come to surmise when it comes to me in video games. But Persona 4 is a very, very special game to me, and it's one of those things where even though I know that a remake is coming, I don't care. Like I miss my friends in Itaba, and to me, it's not a case of let me wait to replay this in its best possible form. You feel me? Because last time I played Persona 4 to completion was in 2016. That was 9 years ago. So the idea of a remake, even if I just play the game now, it's not going to feel as like whiplash thing, because it's going to feel different. It's going to feel 100% different, and you know, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that later. Just my thoughts on the idea of a Persona 4 remake and what that means. We got Hindsight with Hustle, my brother. What's up, man? How are you, bro? We got Julian Harris in the chat. How are you, man? We got Aaron Harrington. That name, I probably said this to you before, Aaron. Like, that sounds so like a name out of fiction. Like something so cool that you would only see it in like some type of a book. I don't know. Ghost of the Shadow. Sorry, Elon and Grums messaged me that they wanted to come out and say hi, but Assassin's Creed Twitter are too busy cooking them. Sorry. Persona 4 Rewind before Persona 6 would be diabolical. It absolutely would be. We got Karuto85 in the chat. Yeah, what's up, my guy? How are you? Did you catch the season finale of Invincible? No, I did not. I still have to catch up on this season of Invincible. I am working my way through season 2 right now. Because I remember season 2, I got like I think halfway through and I just dropped it. So I started rewatching it, and I keep forgetting that the Invincible episodes are like close to an hour long. I think it was just like me watching a lot of My Adventures with Superman and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and those are like standard 23-minute episodes, like cartoons were. That Invincible is just longer, so I was like, damn, that shit is a whole hour. So I'm working my way through season 2, and season 2 is it's all right. It's not as good as season 1, but we had this discussion the last time we streamed. A lot of people were saying like, yeah, season 2 is kind of a drag, but it sets up stuff that pays off in season 3. So I'm working my way through it. Seagulls to overtaking the gym parking lot. Yeah, dude, that was the craziest thing when I used to work out at 24-hour fitness. For whatever reason, it was like a hangout spot for all the Seagulls, I think, in the tri-state area. And every single time I went to that gym, it was just flocks upon flocks upon flocks. And I swear to y'all, they were plotting some shit. Like, I feel like a lot of the crazy shit that's happened in the world, you could attribute it to all the Seagulls that were in that vicinity. I don't have proof to back up that statement, but just know that there's a reason for the season. We got Lord of Bananas in the chat. What's up? What's up? We got I'll shut up Pokemon 101. Just give me a remake of 1 and 2. You said you want another Persona 5? Listen, coming right up, man. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like we're at that point now where even something like Metaphor ReFantasio could do with a remake. Metaphor ReFantasio Deluxe Edition. Because, like, let's just be real. Like, Metaphor, that game is kind of old. You know, we need to play it on new hardware with a new engine. We got Dominique Richardson. What's good, Neo, in chat? What gamer games have you been playing lately? So as far as like playing a lot of games, I haven't been doing too much of those over the past couple of weeks because I told you guys I was reading a lot of comics. I'm going through like Jonathan Hickman's entire run from the 2010s, so a lot of Fantastic Four I've been reading, and it's perfectly timed because, you know, the movie comes out in a few months, but I've been reading a lot of Fantastic Four, and then when I have been playing games, it's like small bite-sized things here and there. You know, like I'll put a couple hours into this game, put a couple hours into that game. Ironically, I've been doing a lot of co-op stuff. I just bought, randomly, Super Mario 3D World for the Switch, and I've been doing co-op sessions on that, and that's been a lot of fun because I don't remember the last time that I've played a, like a co-op focused Nintendo game, because all the Nintendo games that I've personally been buying have been single player driven stuff. So, you know, we're talking about the Xenoblades, we're talking about the Xenoblades, Fire Emblem, you know, Tears of the Kingdom, things like that. So me playing like a co-op Nintendo game is just kind of like not new, but it's just foreign to me, and it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. I think me playing a lot of Overcooked and It Takes Two, I've been replaying that again. It put me in that mindset. And then once I finish up this It Takes Two playthrough, I want to just dive into Split Fiction. Heard amazing things about that. Oh, we got the homie Colin. Is that Colin? Is that Colin, my boy? Is that my boy? I would do my usual thing, but my voice is kind of a little shot at the moment, so I'm keeping it at a somewhat lower register. But we got Colin, my boy. Hey Chris, Ramadan Mubarak to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well this holy month. I have been grinding my way through One Piece these last few months, and I am on Punk Hazard arc. When have you last watched the Red One Piece? Well, Colin, it's great to hear from you, my brother. I hope all is well with you. And thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Dude, I envy every single person who has the opportunity to experience One Piece for the first time, because it's one of those series where honestly there's really nothing like it. I mean, not just talking about a series that's been running as long as One Piece has, but if you're talking about the consistency and the quality of One Piece, like, man, all the biggest shonen series over the past 20 years, you can obviously tell like their drop off points. Like, you know, with Naruto, it was really good, and then after the Pain arc, it started to dip. Bleach was just completely inconsistent. But with One Piece, like, even the worst arcs of the series are still really fucking good. And that, you can't say that about a lot of series that have been running for, what, almost 30 years? Whoa. That's fucking weird, bro. That's fucking weird. But the last time I watched One Piece was, I mean, I haven't kept up with it recently. But I want to say last time I really like tuned into stuff was the last Gear transformation. Like, that was a big thing. I tuned in to watch that, but I haven't really stayed consistent with it. I'll read a couple of the chapters, and then I won't read it for a while, and then I'll come back to it. I read it I don't do it weekly. I've never done these long running series weekly, or at least I haven't done them since like when Naruto was a thing. But One Piece, I always, like, for me, I caught up on One Piece 2019 is when I really started to read the manga. Like, I had seen the anime, I'd watched the majority of the anime up until that point, but I wanted to see the manga for what it was in Oda's original vision. So 2019, I started reading all the One Piece manga, and it took me a while to get caught up, but not as much as if you're watching the anime. But that was like the last time I consistently read One Piece, because I was just marathoning everything, because it's so easy to read, you know, you just boop, boop, boop. But yeah, like if we're talking like being like 100% caught up, like I would say like, I mean, I know what's happening just based off of a lot of my friends are into One Piece and we're in a group chat and I just know stuff through just scrolling. But like Luffy's last gear transformation was the last time I was like, okay, I remember this. I'm good with that, which is not that far behind in all intents and purposes, but it's a really good show. It's really good. Just the idea that it'll be over within the next couple of years, probably not even that long, is crazy to me, because it's always been an ongoing joke. Like, oh, when is Naruto going to become the Hokage? Is Luffy ever going to find the One Piece? And Naruto became the Hokage, and now Luffy is just there. And there were all the jokes of, well, maybe the real One Piece was the friends we met along the way. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a stat, guys. With how long One Piece is running, I know we joked about this shit 10 fucking years ago, longer than that. What if Oda's, the final thing about the One Piece was, it was the friends and the journey we made along the way? Do you think people would be pissed off at that? Or do you think people would be like, you know what? This series was so damn good for my entire lifetime. If that's what it was, that's what it was. And if the One Piece is just this treasure chest of treasure, okay. Because I don't... We all slap Oda. Spoken as someone who, a true One Piece fan, Straw Hat Gaming. He's like, we gonna slap the shit out of that nigga, bro. We gonna get him. Oh my god. I mean, oh god. Yo, damn, nah, don't say that. Don't say that, you guys. I don't know. I would just be like, I want to see what happens. But no, I don't think Oda is stupid enough to end it like that. But either way, it's going to be interesting. But Colin, continue enjoying the journey, my friend. And thank you so much for the super chat, my guy. Thank you. Let's see. We got Julian Phoenix, who's been a member for the past 21 months of the Phantom Weirdo tier. Would you rather have a persona or a stand? Also, who's the best and worst Persona 3 party members? For me, it's Junpei. He's the worst. And the dog is the best. Well, yes. Koro, he is an awesome, awesome companion. He is best boy. He is the best animal familiar you could have in a Persona game. Teddy is at the bottom. Even though I don't hate Teddy, Teddy is at the fucking bottom. And then Morgana. And, well, specifically Morgana in Persona 5 Royal, because Morgana in the regular Persona 5, it's not that he's a different character. It's just that nigga would... Bro, the amount of times I tried to just do quests and he was just like, let's not do that today. Let's go to sleep. Well, motherfucker, I want to do shit. But definitely, it's definitely Koromaru. Definitely. Junpei is the... You see, I don't think Junpei is the worst. I mean, I be getting some good crits with Junpei. I be getting really good crits with Junpei. I don't think he's the worst. Okay, I don't think he's the most versatile. I'll say that much, because I look at all the other party members and I look what I could pull off with those party members and the efficacy of them versus him. I can see why he'd be ranked low. But to say he's the worst, okay, if something had to be at the bottom, if we're doing a tier list, then all right. Okay. Let's see. Who else is in here? Oh, we got Flame in the chat. Flame is here, you guys. The second we talk about Persona, Flame just it's like the bat signal goes off in Florida. Bleach eventually got it together with the quality. Oh no, it did. The 1,000-Year Blood War and all that stuff afterwards is really dope. And you guys know me. I liked Bleach in the beginning, and then it fell off. And then that 1,000-Year Blood War is great stuff, man. They locked the fuck in for that. And I've heard the new game is cool too. Outside of like the online being very bare bones. We got Jay Ransom in the chat. What's going on, my brother? Let's see. We got Israel 1 in the chat. We got the anime rapper. What the fuck? Koromaru made me love dogs. I hated them before. Excuse me? What? How? How do you hate dogs, bro? I can understand not liking cats, but like dogs? Why dogs? What the fuck? Junpei's hater arc was something. We got Valkyrian24 with the $2 Australian super chat. Appreciate you, my Australian brother. He says, are you going to be watching the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct next week? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Is water wet? It absolutely is. Of course. I'm excited for that shit, bro. What's so funny is I feel like just yesterday we were talking about the original Switch 2 reveal. And we're going to be seeing some shit, bro. I'm very excited for the Switch 2. I haven't been this excited for a Nintendo console. Honestly, last time I was excited for a new Nintendo console was probably the 3DS, just because I love the DS. But this is different because I haven't loved a Nintendo system like I've loved the Switch since probably the GameCube. I've enjoyed the Wii, I've enjoyed the DS, 3DS, things like that. The Wii U is reborn again on the Switch. But the Switch is just phenomenal to me. It's, I think, one of Nintendo's best consoles, if only for the extensive variety in the library and stuff they have. And it's so funny because it's such a gimped machine when you think about it, and Nintendo is not putting in any effort on it. And I don't like saying that because people take it out of context and they say, well, what do you mean? Look at their lineup. You just said they had a lot of great games. They do. But guys, look at the amount of success the Switch has had. Look at the money they've pulled in. Look at their IP catalog, and look what they're not doing. Like, this company could be giving us proper collections of all of their games. We could be getting remakes of all of their games, smaller scale budgets, but remakes nevertheless. We could be getting so many Fire Emblem games. I'm specifically talking about Fire Emblem. I'm tired of this franchise just not reaching the heights that it could. But at the same time, I get Xenoblade, and that's amazing to me because this started off as a fan petition, and the fact that we got all the games on one system is beautiful. So I gotta take my wins and my W's when I can. But with Nintendo, if they truly locked the fuck in and did like even 11% of their true power, I just, the excitement that we see coming out of them. I love PlayStation and Xbox as much as the next guy, but like Nintendo and what they could pull off with their games, like, you don't have to like the quality, but just looking at the output of what they've put out. And on the Switch 2 with more capable hardware to them, like, yeah, it's still going to be anemic compared to the others, but that doesn't matter because if their game output is just as good and there's all that variety there, I'm excited, man. I mean, you could say that I'm like, oh, you're shilling for Nintendo, blah, blah, blah. But really, I think Nintendo Switch 2 is probably going to be the most exciting thing in gaming we've had in a while. Like, this generation, I understand it's because of, part of it was the pandemic, and another part of it is just a whole bunch of nonsense with these game budgets being out of control. But this generation has been the most nothing burger gen we've had, man. It started off so promising, and it's like, I'm trying to think of some of the greatest games we've had this gen, and if they really shape up to some of the greatest games we had in like the 7th gen, the 6th gen, the 5th gen. And I know those gens had their own issues attached to it, but I don't know, man. Like, a good God of War Ragnarok and a good Spider-Man 2 is really not what I consider like generational defining games. You feel me? Like, I'm looking for those games and I just can't find them, man. You sound like a boomer, bro. Honestly, I think that I am. I think that I am, bro. I might be a boomer. I mean, there have been good games, but like even Starfield, for example, good game by all accounts, but not on the level of Skyrim, not on the level of Fallout 3, not on the level of Oblivion. And sure, maybe part of it was because those games were new to us at a time, but just I don't think so, because I don't think that we're all that old and we're so far removed from those games for them to feel nostalgic to the point where we have rose-tinted glasses on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can understand if it was someone saying like, oh, they don't make games like the first Resident Evil, and then you go back and play the first Resident Evil on the original PlayStation. You're like, yeah, motherfucker, we might have been smoking something trying to play that kind of game. Good for the time, but okay. But I'm looking at some of the other stuff now. It's just, it's very safe. It's very good, but it's not like, it doesn't leave you with anything. It's like when you go to a fast casual restaurant. It's good. It's good. It's serviceable. It's serviceable, scratches the itch, but it's not going to leave you with anything. I don't know, man. That just might be boomer might be Boomer Neo, because there are still great games out there, bro. Great games coming from third parties, you know, smaller dev teams, things like that. There's still great games, but I don't know. I think we all know, but we just can't find the words. Let's see who's in here. We have PS Tutorials in the chat. What's up, man? Who else is in here? We got Don Otaku. He's unfortunately joined the chat. Adios mio. But yeah, to finish up what we're talking about, yeah, I'm excited for that Switch 2 Direct. I want to see what Nintendo's going to pull off with their games. Fingers crossed that they actually have a Nintendo console where you can message your friends. I think that would be a huge step forward for them. And maybe they'll have like an eShop where it doesn't take 40 years to load one page. Maybe they have a system where you can actually do party chat on the system itself instead of having to download a mobile phone app. You know, I know I'm shooting for the moon. I know I'm shooting for the moon and the stars and everything with Nintendo. But listen, you know. Oh, we got Rhino in the chat. What's up, Kingpin? How you doing? NeoGameSpark yells at clouds. Yeah, man. I mean, shoot. I'm always thinking of something greater. You got to stream that day. What day was it? It was April. Was it April 1st or April 2nd? What day was it? Was it the 1st or the 2nd? If it's the 1st, I can't stream it on that day. But if it's the 2nd, I might be able to. We have $2 super chat coming in from Julian Phoenix. Did you see Mickey 17 or Magazine Dreams? Thank you for the super chat, Julian. I did not see Magazine Dreams. I know that's the movie with Jonathan Majors. I did watch Mickey 17. I was very much so looking forward to it because, you know, I like Bong Joon-ho's films, and I liked it. I thought it was a decent time at the movies. It's not my favorite one of his movies, but I'm very appreciative that he was able to make a film like this. It's just this giant $100+ million movie about Bong Joon-ho and Robert Pattinson being weird in space and making fun of the political elite and how stupid they are, and just these giant space creatures. It was so goofy and fun. And the only thing that it's the type of thing that you could get from a Korean director who pokes fun at classism, and he has a huge budget attached to it, and he gets to do some weird sci-fi shit. It's cool. It's a cool movie, but I think that you took the words out of my mouth, Maddie. You think that his native Korean films are much better, and I absolutely agree with that. I would say that this is not his lowest English-speaking language film, you know? It's not as good as Snowpiercer. I put it a little below Snowpiercer. But it does have a special place in my heart because it's Robert Pattinson doing two different roles in the same movie, and I thought that he was amazing. You know me, I'm a Robert Pattinson stan. But it was a solid time, man. I totally understand why it's bombing. It's not for everybody, and a lot of people expected, you know, from the director of Parasite to be another movie on, like, just basically how Parasite was structured. But it's like, nah, if you know Bong Joon's filmography, he's very different kind of movies he makes. And a lot of people are saying it's too ham-fisted, and that's just how they are when it comes to Korean cinema. There's subtlety, sure, but they're very direct about stuff. But it was cool. It was cool. There's a lot of movies that have been coming out, but I haven't gotten a chance to see all of them. Like, I did want to see the new Looney Tunes movie that came out, The Day the Earth Blew Up. I do want to support that. I might see if I can check it out this week, maybe tomorrow night. I'll head to the theater and see it. And then there's some other things I just know I'm not going to get a chance to, like Novocaine, the new Steven Soderbergh movie. I want to try to see that, but it's just there's so many movies coming out, and man, this whole adulting shit is really tough to see. I remember like 10 years ago, bro, I'd be going to the movie theaters like twice a week and all that shit, and these days it's like, man, if you were lucky to see a movie a week. Let's see. Mickey was a 4 out of 5 walking out of the theater, but nothing about it really stuck with me since. On rewatch, it's like a 3 out of 5. I can see that, like 7.5. Excuse me. Oh, what's up, Bella? We got Bella in the chat. We got Benji in the chat. Reed94, D'Angelo. What's going on, people? Michael Santiago, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Sorry if I sound a little congested and I sneeze a little bit. Weather's changing and all that nonsense. Oh, snap, Bella, you got your license? What? Holy. Your uncle did not tell me that you were Holy shit, she has got her learner's permit? Oh shit, that is what's up. Congratulations to you, Bella. That is dope. Now you can do all the things that the cool kids do, like drive to the soda parlor and get yourself like a milkshake or something, and drive to the park and then park your car and walk in the park. Driving on main roads now, you can go to the grocery store by yourself. You can get yourself a bag of potato chips and all of that. But that's what's up. Holy shit, congratulations. Oh shit, that's right, your birthday was this month. Oh, happy belated birthday to you, Bella. Happy belated birthday. I can't believe Uncle Neil forgot it. I can't believe he did. But happy birthday to you, and congratulations on getting that learner's permit. That is sick, bro. Like I said, it's learner's permit today, governor of Connecticut tomorrow. I know what's about to happen. Oh, and shout out to our boy Kory Gryffindor. Shout out to our boy Kory Gryffindor when he's not making Mayo jokes. He's out there killing it by submitting all his auditions for the voice acting game, bro. And he's been getting like closer and closer to getting callbacks and stuff like that. My man is killing it. I see it. But yeah, I just realized we didn't even do the intro yet. But what's going on, people? What's up? Welcome to another fantastic and fabulous episode of Ask Neo. If y'all are tuning in for the very first time, welcome. Ask Neo is my Q&A series where you guys ask me questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. It's a very chill stream. There's no real flow or structure. There's just a bunch of us guys and gals hanging out here in the best way that we possibly can by listening to a very nasally congested black man sipping on some water. Maybe we might get into some drinks tonight. Who knows? And me saying that, David Big Lad is like, I will pay you to do that. But yeah, there's not really a lot of crazy topics for us to discuss tonight outside of the rumored Persona 4 remake, which we'll probably get to right now. But before that, if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit the like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. And also, down below in the video description are a couple of links of interest to our Discord community, to my Instagram page, my Twitter account, where if you guys want to follow me and keep up with all the things that I do on the social medias, those are the best place to do it. And shout out to all the YouTube channel members. Shout out to all the moderators who are keeping this place very nice and clean and to the point. And yeah, all the people who've been donating the super chats tonight. I really appreciate you guys. And we just got one coming in from David, $2. Hey, Neo, is the NXP podcast ever returning? So, the thing about the NXP podcast is that it's never gone for good. It's just the podcast that whenever Danny, Rob, and I feel like talking about something, we get together and do it. So it's never been a regular thing for us. Like there was a period in time where we would do it like once a month, something like that. Like back, but that was like 7-8 years ago, if y'all can believe it or not. Some of y'all remember that. That was probably the most active we ever were. But then it just became like special events and things we wanted to talk about. So I think like the last big one we did was when we finally did like the Dragon Ball podcast, where we just talked about Dragon Ball, our history with the series, the fandom, stuff like that. We did that during COVID, and that was a lot of fun. And then we got together, we discussed the Zack Snyder Justice League. So it has been a couple of years now that I think about it. Holy shit, the concept of time does not make any sense anymore, you guys. Oh my god. But I don't know. If there is ever something like we did a Power Rangers podcast, I think at one point. I think we did. I don't know. I don't even remember at this point. I'm starting to feel like Gwyneth Paltrow. I was in that movie. But if there's ever something that all of us collectively feel that we need to speak on, we might get the old band back together and talk about something. Maybe something Spider-Man or God of War related. I don't know. Maybe we might pick something like a comic run and we all reread it and we all talk about it. Something interesting. Oh, we got Marky Mark in the chat. Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark. This is how we used to get the party to start. We got Wee Man on Wheels in the chat. I've toned down enough, so I'm trying to build more games. It just threw my workout. It just threw my workout off. The grammar was a little off on that one. But hey, more power to you in the gym, my brother. Kory Gryffindor says, so I didn't get one of the parts, but they like my performance that they want to keep me in mind as an understudy. Ooh, that is awesome, Kory. And that's what it's all about, man. It's not really necessarily about, getting all the parts on your first time, because it's such a competitive field. But the fact that they know you, and if you just remain humble and you keep honing your craft, it's one of those things where you gain experience, and if they like you, eventually you will find a role that's suited for you, my man. So keep at it, bro. I see you be killing it behind the scenes. But yeah, you guys, While we were here in the chat, just let me know what you guys have been up to. What have y'all been gaming? Have y'all been reading some stuff as of late? What y'all been doing? Let a brother know. Tell me. B-Rex in the chat, I got a Steam Deck last Thursday, and I've been watching March Madness games and doing schoolwork while playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Dude, the fact that we can actually play a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Steam Deck is type crazy. It's type crazy to me, because... And y'all won't understand this unless you actually own a Steam Deck, but if you have Red Dead Redemption 2 on Steam, fire it up on the Steam Deck and look how absolutely gorgeous that game looks. Like, it is 100% playable to completion, and you don't have to worry about dumbing down settings like crazy. Like, it's a testament to how good the game looks. But it is awesome, man, playing a game like Red Dead on a Steam Deck. I just turn on my Steam Deck every now and then just to play and be like, this is weird, bro. It's kind of like the first feeling I had when I got a Switch and you're just playing some games on there. You're like, this is weird, bro. But it's sick. I don't know if I'd do a complete playthrough on the Switch. Not the Switch, the Steam Deck, just because, man, a game like Red Dead is so gorgeous. I like to experience it on a big TV. That's how I played it. But yeah, it's completely viable if I, let's say, was playing it on my computer and I took it with me to work or something. I'm just playing it for like half an hour or something, and then just go back home and transfer the saves with the power of the cloud. Ooh, you reading God Emperor Dune? All right, I see you. I only read a couple of the Dune books. Playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I started my Kingdom Hearts playthrough inspired by you. I got the all-in-one edition physical for $30. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Replaying Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 is one of the best decisions I made this year. I love those games so much. I started Birth by Sleep. I got halfway through, and I kind of put it down because I wanted to, like, savor the feeling and the experience of it. So, because I didn't want to run through that and Dream Drop Distance. So I'm taking my time on that one. KiddStupefy in the chat. What's up, kid? Yo, Neo, I just picked up the first Berserker Kazan. After the first couple hours, it's really good. Hey, yeah, I know a couple people in the community was hyped for that. I know Persona Speaks, he was hyped for that. Glad to hear it's getting good reviews. Yeah, and Assassin's Creed Shadow just came out. People are enjoying that, but I ain't got the time for it, man. I know I said I was thinking about getting it, but man, I say this as a dumbass who plays multiple JRPGs at the same time. But man, some of them Ubisoft games are too big for my liking, man. I can't take it. Yeah, the Rockstar launcher is a little annoying on the Steam Deck. After beating Gears of War 2 and 3, I now understand the hype. I can't believe I slept on this franchise. Yo, dude, Gears 2 and 3. I know Gears gets some flack for being like very formulaic, you know, enter a room, shoot it out until you hear a boom, rinse and repeat. But nah, those games are fucking fire. Some of the best co-op games of the gen, and I really can't wait for that remake to come out. You know, the Unreal Engine 5 trilogy remaster. I need that. I need that with the quickness, bro. And I need Gears E-Day. It's coming out next year, bro. Like, 20-year anniversary. Let's fucking go, bro. I know, Kory. I know. Shame on me. Hey, Octopath Traveler 2. That's a good game right there. Flame is about to come into the chat saying, did somebody say peak? And Metal Gear Solid 3. I got Metal Gear Solid 3. I got the Master Collection here. Eventually I'll get to that. Just got to be in the mood to play a stealth game. I just finished Trails through Daybreak 2. It was fucking ass. What the hell? What? What happened, Zoidberg? Oh my god. I almost choked on air for a second. I thought the Trails series was very fucking consistent. What happened? Hey, Chris Forth, what's up? I need Avowed on PS5 as soon as possible. Listen, ask and you shall receive. You know Microsoft is very gung-ho about sharing their games. Blasphemous is a good game. Neo, I'm trying to see how hairy and long it is. Of course that's Acebreaker. I didn't even have to read the username to know where that comment came from. Acebreaker, don't you got like 18 kids you should be taking care of? Yes, Flame, you're that predictable, my friend. Damn, Neo, we get into shots tonight or nah? Yeah, we're gonna take some shots tonight. We haven't taken any shots in a while. Uh, 90% filler, 10% low tier shonen trash. I'm done with Falcom. What the fuck happened, Zoidberg? Guys, I've never heard anybody talk so badly about a Legend of Heroes game. What the hell happened? And here I am. I'm so excited because I'm going to be playing the remake of Trails in the Sky this year. Because I do have it on Steam, the older games, but they're just a little too old for my liking. But this remake looks good. And hopefully it'll shut up what's his name? Braxton. Hopefully shut him up. He's probably gonna come into the chat tonight and bully me. Yeah, B-Rex. I mean, there's really no extra context you needed, bro. It's just Acebreaker being very suspect as usual. You know? Let's celebrate. Yeah, we definitely got something to celebrate. My boy Rhino over here just got himself a promotion at work. My man is over here killing it. I didn't even know about that shit, bro. You had that thing in the tuck. You was out there just grinding and not telling nobody nothing, and then boom, he just pulled up to the group chat with that. Congratulations to you, my brother. J Ransom says, about time you getting legendary. Yeah. Daybreak 2 is very divisive. Oh, see, now, here comes the very... This is the regular Acebreaker. Acebreaker went from saying, yo, how hairy is it to, you know, the thing about this Trails game, this fucking guy... But nobody liked this game. Damn. Oh, it's going to be a long night if you're doing shots. Oh, Marcus, what's up, bro? I don't really think it will be just with the way my voice is right now. But we'll see. What are your thoughts on Steam coming to Xbox? So they haven't confirmed it yet, but all signs are pointing towards Xbox's next machine being some type of like an Xbox PC hybrid where it's like they have a PC. They call it an Xbox, but it's running like the PC architecture in a very friendly Xbox console skin on top of it. And the idea is interesting, especially with the whole Xbox Play Anywhere approach. I don't mind it. I just don't necessarily know, like, what do they mean by, are they actually going to have Steam? Because if it is like a PC and you could just run it like a PC, of course you could download Steam on there. But is it going to be like a situation where you have the launcher and if you just have Steam games installed in your system, it's like a filter that goes over where it's like, oh, here's your Xbox Play Anywhere titles and then here's your Steam library as well. You feel me? I don't mind it per se because the way Xbox is nowadays, they're pivoting really heavy towards this whole complete ecosystem approach where every system you own is an Xbox and it doesn't matter if it's an Xbox PC, an Xbox handheld, the Xbox Series consoles until they get phased out. And then, you know, everything else that comes on like the Nintendo and the PlayStation will just be their games on the systems. But I like the approach of the Xbox Play Anywhere thing, especially as we move into the whole PC handheld approach, because just knowing that the games that I purchased on the Xbox console, I can just download them and play them on my handheld is awesome. But at the same time, I am very skeptical of how Xbox runs, just how they run their PC gaming shtick, because it's just not as smooth and efficient as it should be, especially for a billion-dollar, trillion-dollar corporation. Like, the Xbox games launcher on PC is still very buggy. Their versions of games are sometimes not up to date by comparison to their, like, even on Steam. So until they fix all those things, I can't really get too excited about the idea of it, but it's a step in the right direction. I'm really just concerned about the console approach and what that means, because the console ecosystem is not going to get bigger. It's going to keep dwindling. And then when you factor in all the other games are going to PlayStation and eventually the Switch too, like, yeah, it's going to be successful as far as a publisher approach, but eventually the bean counters are going to be like, we're not going to release another high-spec machine. They might release one more, but I don't know, man. That's the biggest concern people have. And the thing is, like, obviously you cannot take these companies at their word. We know that. But, man, just like literally last year, Phil Spencer was saying it's just 4 games. We all knew it wasn't 4 games at the time. We all knew that. And then he's like, yeah, you're going to see everything. And it's just, it is what it is, man. $4.99 super chat coming in from Rabin Kunwar. Make a video of your story so far. No pressure. Love you, Neo. Mayo shot on me. Thank you, but like, where did the Mayo comment come from? Oh, so you're talking about make a story on my history so far? I mean, technically speaking, I could. Because, man, I've been on YouTube, guys, since 2008. Guys, that's 17 years. Holy shit, man. I was on YouTube when the first Iron Man movie came out. Just thinking about that is crazy to me. But that would be insane. Like, yeah, man, so I made these videos 17 years ago, and it's older than some of the people online now. Oh, God. That's crazy. But I will at some point. Probably, I mean, my 17-year anniversary is coming up this November, so yeah. What are your thoughts? What are you playing recently? I've been juggling Kirby Triple Deluxe and Luigi's Mansion 2. Ooh, Luigi's Mansion 2, nice. I've been playing, well, right now, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. As y'all can see, it just came out last week. How many of y'all in the chat picked up this? Y'all know the Xenoblade gang. Xenoblade gang. So, I'm going to hit y'all with some quick impressions of this before we dive into the Persona 4 topic. And we will take a shot for the Persona 4 topic. But this one, that man says 17 years to match that 17 centimeter. Yo, Acebreaker, why are you so sus, bro? And the mayo shot now? I don't have any mayo in my house right now. I really don't. And y'all are going to think I'm lying. Say, liar, this nigga has the factory here. No. But anyway, back onto a Christian YouTube chat. Xenoblade Chronicles X. This, it came out of nowhere because they announced that this remaster was coming out a few months ago, and we were all just like, what the fuck? Like, we all just woke up on a Tuesday morning. It's like, hey, here's Xenoblade Chronicles X remaster. It's coming out. It's like, what? This was the only Xenoblade game that I never put a lot of time into, and I'm trying to steer this chat back towards normalcy, but it's already gone left. It's already gone left. Because this one, number one, it came out on the Wii U, and I didn't really have access to Wii U. I mean, my brother had it, so I could have played more of the game when I did, but I just wasn't into it. I put a couple hours in it, but it wasn't hitting the same way as one did. And then when I went down to Texas to my boy Tundex's place, I played a little bit there. It wasn't clicking, but you know, the general consensus around the time was like, oh, it's a good game to play, but if you're looking for the next Xenoblade Chronicles title in terms of story, this is not the one for you. So I just kind of left it alone. Came back to the series, of course, with Xenoblade 2 on the Switch, Xenoblade 3, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and then now this is here. This was like the last holdout from that era of Xenoblade games. And so far, it's really interesting. Now, going back to the approach of like it being a more evolved version of the Xenoblade Chronicles battle system, I thought it would be harder to get used to, but it's actually really fun. And the more time I put into it, I've only put in a couple of hours. I can definitely see that gameplay-wise, this is going to be the deepest in the series because there is so many intricacies, so many classes, so many things to do in this world. This is a huge open-world game. The fact this is a Wii U title is astonishing to me. There's so much to do in it in a really nice, organic way. So I'm excited to see how much time I invest. The characters and the story is one of the things where I'm just tuned the fuck out. Like, I'm paying attention, but I'm not paying attention in the way that I paid attention to the other games. You know, like, I don't think this game's gonna have a revelation where I'm like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're playing Xenoblade Chronicle 2, and then you get to that moment where you see that them shits is taking place at the same time, your mind is fucking blown. Crazy stuff. But gameplay-wise, it's really good. It's really good. I like it. I like the exploration. It's cool. It's really cool so far. So I'll have more updates on this game when I get further into the title for you. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And we have a super chat coming in from Marcus Terrell for real, who's been a member for the past 54 months. He says, "What are your thoughts on the fitness industry? Sad to see how young men are quick to jump towards steroids nowadays. I mainly blame TikTok." Yeah, so this comes in with another comment. I think Wee Man on Wheel says, like, what's your advice on best advice for getting gains, trying to bulk up, and all that stuff. So as far as the fitness industry is concerned, ironically, there is now more than ever so much access to great information to building a great physique. When I started, which isn't even that long ago, but when I started back in 2014, the only thing we really had was like bodybuilding.com articles, you know, the Pumping Iron documentary, and just random things you would see here and there, like six-pack shortcuts. But there really wasn't this era of informational-based YouTube videos that you see now. People like Jeff Nippard, people like Mike Israetel at Renaissance Periodization. This was like the era of up-and-coming YouTubers who looked just like you, who were uploading videos, vlogging, documents of their fitness journey, like Christian Guzman, Nick Wright, those type of people. But nowadays, what it's devolved into is just such an insane cesspool of just, I don't even know what to call it, bro. Like, the most popular fitness content that you see online is not related to fitness whatsoever. It's just a lot of vanity. It's just a lot of egos, a lot of things that we know is associated with fitness and with like celebrity culture and all that. But it's not healthy whatsoever. And what he's talking about when it comes to young men are quick to jump on steroids is because they see a lot of these fitness influencers who are like huge, and they show their transformations, and they have like abs year round, and they have big muscles, and they're pushing heavy weight, and you see their progress and what they've done in like 1, 2 years, 3 years, and kids see that and they think that that's attainable naturally, and it's not, So they just hop on the steroids because they see their favorite TikToker who does steroids is like 19, 20, 21, and he has this great physique and he has sponsorships, and I want to be like that. But what happens in that situation is all these kids, they jump on all these drugs because they're very impressionable, and they end up ruining their lives. You know what I'm saying? They're ruining their lives. They get depressed. They get suicidal. They end up doing a lot of bad shit, and they end up regretting it for their life. And it's disappointing, to say the least, but that's just kind of the nature of where we're at. It sucks, but man, I've been in this situation for so long, just seeing all this stuff happen, that all you can really do is just hope and pray that these people find other alternatives and better role models than the people that they see online, who they just think that if I can be like this person, then if I do the things they do, I will be like this person. When everybody's body is different, everybody is going to look different, and just because you take drugs doesn't mean you're guaranteed to look like this person. But it's sad, man. It's sad that, this thing that is so beautiful as fitness, as bettering yourself and surpassing your limits and setting goals and accomplishing your goals and being 1% better than you were the day before, it's just been perverted into this just insanely vain lifestyle all about clicks and how good my ass looks and my abs and people caring about this stuff. And it's just, honestly, it's just more indicative of a problem with social media in general, where people are perpetually online all the time and they just can't stray away from these things. It's so sad, man. This is their entire personality. And listen, I love working out as much as the next guy. I'm in the gym 5 days a week. I love it. It's a part of my life. I'm going to do this shit until the day I die. But at the same time, I do this because I love it and not because I'm trying to be shown off for people online. I like to show myself off to tell people this is possible if you just dedicate yourself to something. Dedicate an hour a day to go to the gym. Dedicate time fixing your meal plan. Dedicate time to yourself and your temple. And what you achieve out of that is way better than Instagram likes or all these sponsorships and things that you get. Because it's just, I don't know, man. I don't. Everyone keeps saying, "Yo, make that fucking fitness channel," and man, it just was. I wasn't perpetually lazy with that, But yeah, it is sad, Marcus. It really is. But the important thing I always try to tell people, and to answer your question, wee man. My biggest advice is just stay consistent with this shit, man. Stay consistent and find your reason. If your whole thing is you want to bulk up, realize that this is not going to happen overnight. This fitness shit, just like anything else worth attaining in life, it's going to take time, man. It's going to take years, and don't compare your progress to other people. What you need to do is create a plan of action, right? So if you say that you spent this last year working out, that's good. That's great. So you've instilled the mindset that, hey, I go to the gym a couple times a week. I eat clean. I do this, right? Now you're going to take it to the next level. Now you're going to start looking into properly formulating your workouts. When you're going to the gym, do you have a plan of action? You say, are you going to do these movements? How do you feel when you do those movements? Write everything down. Stay consistent with your diet. I'm not saying you got to be like on point 100,000% of the time, but have a good idea of what you're putting into your body. So eat in a caloric surplus. It doesn't got to be crazy. You don't got to go on this like 5,000-6,000 calorie bulk or whatever, but eat enough food to fuel your growth. Stay consistent with it week in and week out. Watch the scale move up. And when you're in the gym, train hard, man. Like, don't just be there pussyfooting like, oh, okay, I did 8 reps, I feel great. Nah, you want to make sure those last couple reps, you are fighting for your fucking life, bro. Fighting and feeling the muscle contracting. And then rest 2 to 3 minutes, do it all over again, bro. So it's just consistency, work ethic, and drive, bro. That's just all it is. What are your, do you have any advice for home exercises for the bench press? You do push-ups, pull-ups, and planks. That good enough? So doing those things are great, especially for high reps. You can definitely build a decent looking chest. If you're doing it at home and you don't have access to like a home gym bench press or whatever, I would definitely say if you can get access to adjustable dumbbells, if you can get access to adjustable dumbbells, and if you can go on Craigslist or something, find yourself a nice adjustable bench and then use that to build your chest. Because while doing all of the bodyweight push-ups is going to build a good chest on you, unless you're doing a lot of reps or you're doing techniques like time under tension where you're really focusing on the stretch and the squeeze, you're going to get to a point where it becomes too easy for you. And the only way that you can grow muscle is to really push the shit and work out of your muscles, you know? Because when it becomes easy, that's when you stop gaining. But as far as like home stuff is concerned, I would say getting like a nice adjustable pair of dumbbells. You could do rows, you could do pushing, like pressing stuff with it. You could do so much with adjustable dumbbells. And then you can start working with like different types of push-ups. Like one thing I really like doing is plank push-ups, where you elevate yourself, and instead of doing like a regular push-up, your feet are more on like a higher elevated surface, and then you're doing push-ups that way, so that targets a different part of your chest. That's really good, and it's really challenging. And then if you have things like things that you can like put your hands on that are elevated. Like if you have cinder blocks, you have 2 cinder blocks, you put one hand on the one hand on the other, and you do push-ups that way, so you have more of a range of motion, so your chest isn't immediately touching the ground. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but it's best to get the basics down. Like Cutter Freeman says, start super simple. Do small things here and there to ingrain the motor patterns in you. Because if you just start doing all this random crazy shit without knowing what you're doing, you're not really going to make the progress. So take the time, start simple, do a lot of bodyweight stuff. But when it starts getting too easy and you don't just want to do more reps, that's when you can start investing in other equipment. Also, band stuff is really good. So if you can go and purchase like, I have like some right here. Well, this isn't the one I would use. But like Rogue, this company Rogue, there are many companies that do these. They make like resistance bands. These are the ones that you would put around your legs if you're doing like leg movements. But they have like these resistance bands that you can use, and you can, get some decent curls in them, curls with them. You can use them to like really work on your joint muscles, like your joints per se. So you can get like a lot of fluid in them before you actually start training, so your arms are warm and your legs are warm and whatever movement you're using the bands for. But yeah, it's one of those things where just go ahead and focus on it, give it your all. If you put in half-ass efforts, you're going to get half-ass results. And I always try to tell that to people. This is the type of shit where you get out everything you put into it. And if you're someone who doesn't take it seriously and you think that, well, I'll just do this little thing, it's whatever, you're not going to get much out of it. You don't got to be one of the folks who are like, oh, balls to the wall, like I eat, sleep, and dream the gym. Like, oh, I make it my entire life. I haven't had a sip of alcohol since before I was born, or, I look at a French fry and it just motivates me to hit the gym. Like, you don't got to be like that. But what you got to do is you got to wake up, get up, and get out there. Thank you, Flame. Thank you, Flame. See, that's what teamwork makes the dream work. But yeah, that's basically that. Okay, yeah, so let's get into the persona topic tonight, you guys. I do have some drinks downstairs, but I have like the rest of this bottle of Grey Goose. I think we had this on our last stream and we never finished it. Well, not the last stream, but the stream we had in the olden days. God damn it, why you gotta stream the one night I got midterms to study for? Rory, it is okay. It is okay. It is okay, my guy. It is okay. We will catch you. We will catch you on the next one. But you got important things to focus on. It's all good, bro. But yeah, we're gonna have one shot so we can talk about this Persona 4 remake. But before that, I'm just gonna go ahead and get myself a little more water. So stand by, you guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, you guys. Kermit the Frog says, talk about fitness before slamming them empty calories, shaking my head. Well, hey, if it makes you feel any better, it's just vodka. We're not doing no sugary drinks. We're not doing anything crazy. It's just vodka, my friend. So at least I'm being smart with it. But okay, so let's go ahead and pour a shot. You know, we haven't done this in a while. I love bottles that have this little cork, bro. It's just nice. It's a nice, satisfying sound effect. So we're gonna just pour ourselves a nice little shot of vodka. We'll see how far we go for the night. Probably, I only have like 2 shots, so we might only do 2 shots tonight. But yeah, we're gonna toast. We're gonna toast this one. We are gonna toast this shot to life and the pursuit of happiness. May all of your dreams and your endeavors come true, my friends. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to be able to chop it up with y'all every single time we do these streams. And that's something that you really can't say about a lot of stuff, because life is super short. Not to get super bleak, you know how I am, but life is short. Tomorrow is never promised, so we make the most out of today. So live your life authentic, live your life true, and above all else, remember, Chipotle Mayo is king. Oh. Yes, sir. That felt good. That felt really good. All right. Cheers, friends. Cheers. Okay, guys. So let's get into this topic about an hour and 10 minutes in. More like an hour after the pre-roll, the pre-show. But let's talk about this stuff, you guys. Persona 4. If you guys haven't been paying attention into the news the past couple of days, there was a listing that came up about a domain for Persona 4 Remake, discovered around the same time frame of another Persona game, Persona 3 Remake, and then a few months after that was unveiled, they released Persona. Well, they didn't release Persona 3 Remake. They announced Persona 3 Remake. So from the announcement of the Persona 3 domain to when they revealed it, and the announcement of this Persona 4 domain, we could potentially be getting an announcement of a Persona 4 Remake at some point, which has prompted a lot of discussion, especially the discourse surrounding Persona 4, which is going to be so interesting to experience once again. But it is fascinating because Persona 4, out of the main trilogy of the recent Persona games, I call it the modern era, because starting with 3 is where the series really changed, and it's become the Persona that we know and we love. And I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. I know a lot of people are saying, like, wow, it would be Atlas to remake a game like Persona 4 that's completely playable up to modern standards nowadays, instead of doing something like Persona 1 and 2. I totally get that. I understand that. As someone who loves Persona 2 and thinks that that story is criminally underrated, and it's so they make some questionable story decisions later on. And if you've played Persona 2 and you know what they do in that, it's so fucking sick. And if they do it if they faithfully remake that game, it'll be awesome. But it doesn't seem like they're doing that. There have been rumors and rumblings that it might get some form of a remaster. But again, none of that stuff is confirmed, so it's just conjecture nowadays. But those games are so different by comparison to the modern Persona of what we know, that a lot of people are going to play that and be like, what is this? Especially the first Persona game more than anything. Revelations Persona. But yeah, no, just the idea of Persona 4 Remake, I'm just going to come out and say it. I fully support Persona 4 being remade to modern standards. And it wasn't something that I was really on board with until I played the Persona 3 Remake. That is where I was convinced that, okay, at the very least, Atlas still understands their franchises. They love these games. And the thing about Persona is that it's not too far removed from that era where it's like there's different people working on it, so they've kind of forgotten their games. Like case in point, Square Enix, you know? As much of us would really want remakes for some games, a lot of us are scared because it's just like, are they going to ruin it? Do they even have the same people? Konami is a great example of that. Can they really faithfully recreate some of these games? But what we're seeing is that the people who are working on these games, it seems like they are capable and competent enough to release good stuff. Like the Silent Hill 2 remake, which we all thought was going to be ass, ended up being really fucking good. Credit where credit is due to Bloober Team. The Metal Gear Solid Delta remake is looking very fucking good. You know, we still don't know how it's going to play when it comes out, but all sides are pointing towards it being great. And Persona 3 Reload was solid. It was awesome, dude. Like, I didn't expect it to be as high quality as it was. And honestly, the worst parts about Persona 3 Reload are that it is too faithful to Persona 3. In the sense of tartar sauce. Tartar sauce to me is, man, after going through Mementos and going through how they handled the dungeons in Persona 5, going back to tartar sauce is just so, there's such a disconnect from the story and how it's told. And then you have tartar sauce and going through these bland, monotonous, tedious rooms that have no creativity attached to it. But again, that's just a problem with Persona 3 as a game. But other than that, it was just very well done. It was awesome. You know, it felt so familiar, but different at the same time. So that's what gave me a little bit of hope for them doing a Persona 4 remake. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little, like, I'm not going front. I am a little scared because Persona 4, as you guys know, is my all-time favorite Persona game. Like, I will sit here and say that, yes, Persona 5 does some things better. Yes, there's some things in Persona 3 that I'd like that they handled better. But in terms of an all-around encompassing experience and what that means to me, Persona 4 is the best game. I like the cast the most in that game. I like the story, even though it does get a little Scooby-Doo at times. I think that it was very cool. I like the villain of that game more than I did the villain of Persona 5. I think that Persona 4, if they were to remake it, I'm excited to see it again, but I'm also a little nervous because of just what it means to me. But I think it is inevitable that they are going to remake it. Like, that's the only game in that trio that isn't up to modern standards. Like, you could still play the original Persona 4. Like, there's a lot of people here in the chat. I think Michael Santiago, you went through all the Persona games recently. You went through it. There was also somebody else, Mah Boy. He's gonna watch it on the playback and be like, bro, how could you forget? He went through it recently and they loved it and it's fully playable. But bringing it up to the modern standards is definitely going to be a plus to get more people invested in it. So I'm excited about it. Oh, what's up, John Dunn? How you doing, bro? And it's going to be great to see them revisit certain things. Like the soundtrack getting a facelift is going to be awesome. Seeing Inaba, even though Inaba doesn't have a lot of stuff going on with it, as opposed to, let's say, Shinjuku, or as opposed to, you know, in Persona 3. Like, Persona 3 and 5 are definitely more lively by comparison to Inaba, but Inaba being what it was is kind of the point of the story. It's like, it's this small little town where there's not that much going on, but at the same time, there's fucking murder mysteries happening, so it was cool. But there is one thing I am a little skeptical about, and again, this is gonna sound a little hypocritical on my part, considering I didn't have an issue with it with Persona 3, but the idea of this game potentially getting a complete voice cast redo, right? Recasting all of the characters. And man, and here's the thing, like I said, it might be a little hypocritical because I said I didn't have a big issue with it with 3, because I love the Persona 3 cast. But I was like, okay, let's see what they do with Reload. Obviously, the reason why they recast these games, well, there's a number of reasons. Well, first things first, a lot of these companies, what a lot of people don't like to point out is they are very cheap when it comes to hiring talent. And when they recorded Persona 3, oh, shout out to all the new people who've been joining in between. Welcome to the stream, you guys. Thank you guys for coming through. We have a lot of first-time viewers. That's awesome. What's up, Firefist? How you doing? And also there was someone else who I do need to shout out because they did say, it's glad to see you. K-Rez. What's up, K-Rez? How are you doing, man? I don't know if you're still here. But, yeah, so the reason why a lot of these companies, when they do these remakes and they end up recasting people, a lot of the times is due to money. Because when you look at when Persona 3 came out in 2006. If y'all could believe it or not, that game is almost 20 years old. And in that era, you had people like not Johnny Ambosh. You had people like Yuri Lowenthal in the game. You had people like Tara Platt. And you had a lot of other people who have gone on to become bigger voice actors. Persona 4 in particular, I mean, the voice cast in that game, I mean, again, you had Yuri Lowenthal back in a Persona game, but now he's playing a character with more dialogue. You had Yuri Lowenthal, you had Johnny Young Bosch, you had Troy friggin' Baker, you had Laura Bailey playing main characters, and you see how big all of these actors have become. You know, Troy Baker went on to play Indiana fucking Jones, and he does a great job in that. So the idea of getting them back, a lot of people just they look at that and saying like, no, they're just probably too expensive. Even though in the grand scheme of things, this is not Hollywood. Like, this isn't like a case of you have a small time actor and they go on to be in a fucking Marvel movie or a Scorsese movie. Like, these are they've definitely gotten bigger and more popular, but it's not to the same degree. However, for a lot of these companies that are penny pinching, they probably don't want to be like, okay, let's shell out the money for this actor and then we recast all the other ones. It's just it just wouldn't mesh, the chemistry between them. And that's what really sells these Persona games. These Persona games live and die based off of how good the voice acting is and how natural everything sounds. That was one of the things that really drew me towards playing the Persona games back in the day. Because when you look at a lot of JRPGs at the time, unless they were like really high quality produced games, a lot of the voice acting JRPG games were kind of stiff. They didn't mesh well. It just felt off. But then you have the Persona games come out and they're just like, whoa, what the fuck? This is like the best voice acted anime game I've ever played. So striking that balance is very important. And in the case of Persona 4, I think 4 had the best balance out of everything. I mean, all the games have great voice acting, but 4, the chemistry between the entire cast was so fucking good. So good, dude. And I think that they're going to be able to replicate it, but man, it's going to feel so off-putting, man. Especially when you have people like Johnny Young Bosch, who came out recently and he said, I'm ready for a remake. If you guys want me to come back and play, because, you know, he plays 2 characters in the game. He plays Adachi and he plays the main protagonist. Main protagonist doesn't have a lot of dialogue, but Adachi does. If they were to get the cast back, I think that they need to get Johnny Young Bosch back as Adachi. Like, I'm all for different interpretations and portrayals of these characters, but Johnny needs to come back. He needs to come back as Adachi. That's where I'm just like, through hell or high water, like, I don't care how good this new guy is. Johnny has got to come back. Yuri Lowenthal, see, the thing about Yuri is that he's Neo live streaming on a Tuesday, Nature's Healing. Thank you, John. I love you, bro. Yuri is more than capable of passing the mantle to another actor. So when Persona 3 Reload came out, and it was announced that Alex Lee would be playing the main protagonist, Yuri Lowenthal was just like, I'm so happy it is you, you know? And that's great, and I'm happy for Alex. I do think that Alex should get a role in a Persona game where he has more dialogue, because I think Alex is a phenomenal voice actor. But, you know, Yuri Lowenthal is not opposed to having his roles recast for other people. So, man, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, man. And I mean, even Persona 4 Golden in and of itself had some recast in there. Like, Chie's voice actress in Persona 4 Golden was different from her main voice actor in Persona 4. And when they did the Persona 4 Golden anime, they had Matthew Mercer voice Kanji as opposed to Troy Baker. I think they had both of them, but I think Matthew Mercer voiced him for like half the anime. It was weird. But yeah, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm excited for it because I love Persona 4, but that voice cast really made the game special. And again, if I sound like I'm a hypocrite because I was okay with it in Persona 3 because they did a good enough job, then so be it. But 4 is going to be one of those things where I play it and I'm just going to be like, this is good, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, it's either way, it's going to be exciting to see that game come out. Now, let's go ahead and take another shot. Let's take one more shot. I just finished the bottle. Let's take one more shot because... Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I forgot. Sorry. There's this whole discussion and idea around... Laura Bailey also got recast in the Persona 4 Dancing All Night spin-off game. But, you know, those are spin-off games, so it's not a big deal. But there's another thing where a lot of people are saying, well, what is up with Atlus releasing all of these remakes and these remasters before Persona 6? You know, like, are they spending all this time, this energy, these resources on these games as opposed to giving us Persona 6? What a lot of people don't understand, especially when it comes to Atlus, and anybody who's followed Atlus knows this. Look how long it took them to make Persona 5. the time frame from when they announced it to when they released it. They announced it in like what, 2010, 11? That's when they said, hey, we're working on this game. And then they unveiled it in 2014, and it came out in 2016. All right? So from 2016, when they released that game, to now, it's been almost 10 years. But in that time, Atlus has grown, and they have different teams working on these games. In that time frame that they put out Persona 5, you know, they had a team working on Persona 5 Royal, and then they had a team working on the Persona 3 remake, and then at the same time, they had a team working on the Metaphor ReFantasio, and then they had a team working on Shin Megami Tensei 5 and Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, which I will eventually get through. This is such a sick cover, man. Look at this. But they have multiple teams working on these games. And if you've been following Atlus, you know that they are working on Persona 6. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that that game is being worked on now. When it comes out, I don't know. Probably, I want to say, if I had to be a betting man, probably 2026, if I had to be real. But at the same time, man, as someone who has replayed Persona 5 recently and gone through 3, and I'm going through 4 Golden again, I am fine with these people taking their time to craft these generational games and leaving it at that, because they are so fucking good, right? And in the time frame they're giving us full fat remakes, I'm all right with that. I'm cool. Now, another problem a lot of people have is, well, look how they handle Persona 3 Reload. They sold the Answer DLC separately. Well, unless you know, you're a Xbox Game Pass subscriber, because we got that shit included. That's one benefit of Xbox that you cannot deny. The fact that you got the Answer DLC and all that shit there. Even though it wasn't that great, I know it was included though. So fuck it. Fuck it. What are they going to do when they remake this game? Is it going to be vanilla Persona 4, and then they're going to sell the Marie DLC and all the other enhancements later in a golden update? I don't necessarily think they're going to do that, because the way that they incorporated Marie into the game, it's not like the Answer DLC. It's not like that at all. Marie was incorporated into the game, and even though you can tell the moments where it's like, oh, they incorporated her there, it's different from the main game, it's not something that they can just like, oh, release as DLC, because you still have to experience and build the social links with that character. So if they were extremely stupid, they would release a Persona 4 vanilla remake and then release a golden update where you can replay the game. That would be asinine. That would be stupid. But I don't necessarily think they're going to do that. If they cut out Marie from the game and all that other stuff, it wouldn't make sense. She's sprinkled all throughout the game. And, you know, Lapis Arsene brought it up. Yeah, there's all the other stuff that's sprinkled throughout the game. So it's not something that's so simple as, we can sell you the Answer DLC, or here's an update where you can play as the female main character, which I still think they should have done for Reload, but they didn't, but it's whatever. But I definitely think that if they are going to release it, they're going to go ahead and give us the golden version. I think that's going to be the best approach, and it's going to be fine. Naoto got like 3 voice actors. Yeah, that's a fact, bro. So many different things. But yeah, regardless of that, you guys, I am excited for Persona 4 Golden to be remade. Again, I'm a little hesitant just based off of everything I love about that game. I mean, hold on one second. Let me, because I have it right here. Until it fell on the ground. I love this game so much that I purchased the, what is this, the Grimoire edition from Limited Run Games for Persona 4 Golden on the Switch. Like, I don't think I am ever going to fucking open this thing. But I love having this because dude, this is one of the games where, dude, I'll never forget. When I beat this game and I finished it, I felt like this feeling of, like, I had such an emptiness in my heart. Yeah, I did get that from Limited Run Games, Maddie. I did, bro. I did. What's up, Bridge Moon Productions? And also, I saw human AI god in here earlier. What's up, dude? Yeah, I got that from Limited Run Games. I only have like 3 Limited Run games. I have the Persona 4 Golden Grimoire Edition. I have the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Special Edition for the Switch. And I have Pentiment on the Switch. When it comes to Limited Run games, I really only ever buy Switch games because, I don't know, like, collecting for PlayStation and Xbox is fun, but when you collect for the Switch, I feel like I'm collecting. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm collecting games. Like even Xenoblade. I could have bought this game physically, but I bought it. Well, I didn't buy this. My girl bought it for me. She's so sweet. I love her. Like, I just feel, you feel good collecting for the Switch. You be like, yeah, I'm a fucking gamer. You know? Like, I got this shit on the cartridge, bro. This is some nostalgic shit. I need more music. There we go. Yeah, so where was my last train of thought? I don't even know. Yeah, dude, Switch physical, like, bro, Switch physical games hit different. Like, I bought, you guys, can you see all that shit right there? Look at all those fucking, and I sold a lot of my Switch games. I sold a lot of my Switch multiplats that I don't play, and I just kept, like, the really cool shit on there. But that shit is ridiculous. Like, I bought games on the Switch that I have on PlayStation just because I wanted on the Switch. Like, I bought 13 Sentinels, 8 Aegis Rim on the Switch. I bought Catherine full body on the Switch. Like, I don't know, man. It's cool. It's cool collecting shit for the Switch. Yeah, you know, your boy Neo. I like my time alone, but then again, I like my time. My girl, she in Florida right now. She's on vacation with her family. And she just texted me, oh my God, are you streaming? I just got the notification. I'd be like, well, you should have known if you follow my Twitter. But yeah, nah, it's yeah, dude, I love it. I have Persona 5 Royal. I have PS4, PS5. I might end up buying a Switch copy, but I bought a Switch copy before. So because the thing is, I don't really, as weird as this shit sounds, you guys, I still don't feel the need to buy Persona 3 Portable physically. I don't. Like, I play it, I like the game, but if it's not the original Persona 3, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, I keep it low key, but you know, your boy Neo started off the year right. I just been keeping it low key, not saying too much, not saying too much. Oh, you guys were talking about the Snow White movie. So here's the thing, guys. I have no desire to see that Snow White movie at all. I have no desire, man. It's bro, I saw the trailer for it and I looked at that like, am I looking at a real movie or is this like some sketch show? Because the way those dwarves looked, they looked way too Uncanny Valley. And this is just the state of Disney remakes, man. And I'm not one of those people that be complaining about the Disney remakes. Listen, I feel like the Disney remakes peaked with Jungle Book and Cinderella, that era, and then it just got progressively worse and worse. You know, I saw The Little Mermaid. I thought that was okay at best, but then they had Awkwafina singing, and I was just like, kill me now. But I was high when I watched it, so it dulled my senses. It dulled my senses. But, you know, it is what it is. But I think that, like, the Lilo and Stitch movie, I think that's going to come out, and it could be fine. It could be fine. But, man, what just kills me is we're about to get Moana. They're probably going to do a Frozen live action. We're going to get Tangled. And yo, you know what the funny thing is, bro? That Cinderella movie, I'm not going to front. That Cinderella movie is high-key underrated. High-key underrated. You know, because I saw it when it came out. I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I rewatched it, and I was like, yo, this movie is actually this movie actually does some things. Because, you know, unlike all the other Disney remakes that kind of they just retell the other movies in a worse way, this one just kind of does its own thing. And it's cool. You know, and the Jungle Book movie was cool because the original Jungle Book animated movie wasn't, like, amazing. It was fine. It was fine. But that movie was great. And then I remember, oh, it's because Kenneth Branagh directed it. That's why. But no, I'm not going to hate watch Snow White. I'm not going to do that. I have better things to do. I have better things to do than that. And especially because I do not want to see Gal Gadot on screen as the evil witch. Zootopia live action. Oh, God. Don't do that. Oh, my God. Kory, the stream, it continues, bro. Kory, you are cursed for whatever reason, man. So, guys, let's take this opportunity to celebrate Kory Gryffindor's 10th super chat ever on a live stream, guys. Just clap it up for our boy Kory. Just everybody in the chat, even all the lurkers, just clap it up for Kory. Clap it up for Kory right now. Everybody put the clapping emoji, whatever ethnicity you are, whatever color, clap it up for our boy Kory on his 10th super chat. Guys, what you don't understand is that this man has been, every time Kory super chats and blesses the stream, it says he's on his 10th super chat for the 100th millionth time. Every time. Every friggin' time. Amazing. Wow. It's just crazy. W Kory. Everybody put W's in the chat for Kory. What's up, GC Plugs? What's up, Bobby? But no, he says hate watching is crazy. I'm cursed. But okay, so shout out to my boy Kory Gryffindor who donated $4.99. Thank you, bro. Who do you have in mind for the new cast? Honestly, all I could think of is AJ Beckles as you, who's the main protagonist, and Griffin Burns as Yosuke. Those are really solid choices. I like AJ Beckles a lot. AJ Beckles, I think his first role I heard him in was in the Demon Slayer Mugen Train arc. I think he played Rengoku's little brother. I believe so. Kory, correct me if I'm wrong. Fact check me. But Griffin Burns is awesome. When I watched the new Case Closed dub, like the Los Angeles dub they did for the new movies, I thought he was a perfect pick for Shinichi Kudo. He was great. So I could see him as Yosuke, absolutely. So those are great picks. Those are great picks. But man, it's gonna feel so weird not hearing Yuri as Yosuke, because he just, like, next to Sasuke, that to me is Yuri's most iconic role. Like, yeah, everyone knows him as Spider-Man, you know, like, and I like him as Spider-Man, I really do. But Yosuke is okay. Yosuke is who Ryuji thinks he is. And I love Ryuji and his bum-ass leg. But Yosuke was the originator. Ryuji is like next on the template. Yosuke paved the road. Ryuji merely hobbled to get there. GC Plugs with the $9.99 super chat. You better put everything down for Expedition 33. Listen, I'm a yeah, because that shit looking like Legend of Dragoon for the 22nd century. Absolutely. And it's on Game Pass, baby. I got it on my PC and my Xbox. Shout out Skate Smooth. Nah, so who the fuck voiced Rengoku's little brother? He didn't do it in the Mugen Train movie? Let me fact check myself. Now, I could have sworn it was AJ Beckles. I could have sworn it was AJ Beckles. Hold on. I swear to God it was him, bro. I swear to God it was him, bro. It wasn't him? But it was another black guy. Damn. I'm getting all my black brothers in voice acting confused. Demon Slayer Mugen Train behind the voice actors. Watch it be another black guy. Watch it be another black guy. Hold up. Oh, it was Cedric L. Williams. Never mind. But it was another black brother. So shout out to my black brothers in voice acting. Now, but if you're talking about MVP of actors in Demon Slayer, my fucking goat, Alex Lee as Zenitsu. That motherfucker. I love him. I love him so much. Um, yeah, he was Matt in the new Digimon anime. Yo, you've never played the Persona games, John? Yo, John, you gotta fix that. You gotta fix the brat, bro. Persona is a must play. Yakuza is a must play. Xenoblade, of course. Especially Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That shit, bro. That shit, you play the Xenoblade series, you walk out a changed man. You really do. How do y'all feel about the Lakers playoff chances this year? If they can lock the fuck in, they can win it all. That's if they can lock the fuck in. That's if they can lock the fuck in. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with basketball this season, to be honest. Like this past year, keeping up with basketball and football has just been, nah. I don't know why. Shout out to Don Otaku, who's been a member for the past 22 months of the Phantom Weeder tier. I moved from Texas to Portland, Oregon, and we got a love-hate relationship, bruh. The homeless problem is wild, but it's so beautiful outside the city. I have heard a lot of things about the homeless epidemic in that, in Portland. One person who I follow online, Metal Jesus Rocks. You guys know Metal Jesus Rocks, right? Him and Kelsey, I think because Kelsey, she owns Pink Gorilla, a game store there in, I think it's Seattle, I think. Yeah. So in Seattle, Washington, there is a huge like homeless epidemic. If it is Seattle, if not, somebody correct me in the comments. But their store has been broken into multiple times, and the way that the city is handling things and the crisis of everything that's going on is just absolutely asinine. But yeah, you know, it's just one of those things that is, it's unfortunate like that. And then San Francisco has a really big problem as well with that as well. I mean, New York has problems too. Don't get it twisted, but it is crazy, man. It is crazy. It is a very beautiful state, though. I will say, very beautiful. Days Gone. I think the Days Gone developers are there. John the Dom with the $4.99 super chat. Got to check in with the homie. Where are you in in the Yakuza Like a Dragon universe? What are your thoughts on Severance? It's a cinema and worth watching. So yeah, as far as Like a Dragon, I don't want to say I'm going through Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth because I play it bit by bit. I might put like an hour into it. But I am going through that very slowly. I just got to Hawaii. So I don't really have too many thoughts on that outside of the fact that it is good to see my friends again. The way I view the Persona cast, if I had to think of a cast that's very similar, not to the same level, of course, but very similar in terms of uniqueness, it would be the Like a Dragon cast, Like a Dragon 7 specifically, because they're just so different. Like when do you have a JRPG that's starring adults who are not too dissimilar from you? You feel me? Like, you know, it's like they're like regular fucking people. But yeah, that's the game I'm currently playing. Like the last Yakuza game I played to completion was Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name. And then Sega sent over Majima's game in Hawaii, but I haven't played that to completion yet because I want to go through Infinite Wealth and play that. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And as far as Severance goes, amazing series, bro. I've watched the first season, love it. Second season, I'm like halfway into it. I haven't finished it yet, but now that it's finished, I'm going to binge the rest of it. And yeah, it's one of the best things to come out on TV in a while. Julian Phoenix with the $2 super chat. Fuka or a Blasian chick? Wow, what a question. That is so specific. He said Fuka or a Blasian chick. Like, what the fuck? I would say a Blasian chick, cause you know she got the best of both worlds right there. You know what I'm saying? What are your hype levels for the Nintendo Switch 2 presentation? My hype levels are pretty high, but the approach that I have with Nintendo Switch Directs is if I come out of there with a couple announcements that I love, I'm cool. A lot of people get way too excited for these events, but I'm excited to see what a lot of Nintendo's first party does. Like the third party stuff obviously is going to come, but I want to see what the Nintendo devs are doing. I want to see, obviously it might be a little early. No, it's not a little too early for Monolith because they probably had a small team doing this remaster, but I want to see the next Xenoblade game. I want to see the next Fire Emblem game. I want to see the next Mario game. We have not had a mainline Mario game in almost a decade. What the fuck? Mario Kart, I don't care. But yeah, it's going to be a big deal because it's the highest selling Switch game. But I want to see what all these dev teams are cooking. Yes. So Daredevil we did not discuss yet. So let's talk about You know what? I need more alcohol. Hold on. All right, your boy is back. Your boy is back. Are we all drinking? Well, I'm the only one who's drinking. I don't know if you guys are, but if you guys are drinking with me, I feel like I have friends. I feel like I have friends. No, don't feel pressure. Don't feel pressure. Your boy Neo is just having fun. Your boy Neo is just chilling. If by drinking you mean taking Adderall, yeah. Damn, my man is about to code himself something crazy. Yo. Bruh, what? That's crazy. Yeah, we're chilling. I'm keeping it very light tonight. You know, I love my dark skinned queens, but I'm keeping it light tonight. We did vodka. I'm gonna do a little bit of tequila. That's it. Yo, shout out to Iron Hulk in the chat. What are you drinking, Iron Hulk? Because you're over here saying like, yeah, we all drinking. Yeah, but we got to talk about Daredevil. Now we're doing tequila because I have Hennessy downstairs. And listen, with Hennessy, anything is possible. But I'm sticking to one color tonight. That's it. I'm about to order some Sonic. Closest Sonic to me is in fucking Queens, bro. If I had a Sonic right next to me, I would go get me some Sonic. You doing some snow bunnies, huh? Listen, the only snow bunnies... Nah, I don't deal with snow bunnies, bro. I don't know. I ain't trying to be in the sequel to Get Out. Get Out, get in. Holy water? Holy water, that's... Well, you know, I wouldn't drink holy water on the daily basis, but listen, by all means. Who am I to judge you, Iron Hulk? Who am I to judge you? Julian says, I'm drinking. That's my fucking guy, Joseph Julian. That's my guy, Jopia. So shout out to my boy, Julian. That's my boy, Julian. I've known this dude for fucking 15 years. And funny enough, he actually used to live in New York for a little bit. We actually did a podcast outside my school's high school. It was the funniest thing in the world. He's like, yeah, so we're chilling by the park outside your high school. How does it feel? I'm like, I don't know, bro. I'm finishing off my Southern Comfort. I like it. Neo goes to White Castle. No, I don't deal with White Castle, bro. I don't deal with White Castle. Last time I went to White Castle, I got my tummy hurt. I'm not gonna get no White Castle. So there is the 100% White Castle slander in the chat tonight. Holy water has 100% alcohol. What are you drinking? Some Everclear? You a different beast entirely, Iron Hulk. What do you got? An iron liver? That's what your name about to be. I'm sipping a blood orange cider. That sounds satanic, but I'm gonna let it rock. White Castle gives you E. coli. Yeah, honestly, it might. I don't know. Some people were saying that the sliders were good. They weren't good for me. I would have In-N-Out before I have White Castle. I drive by the same one in the... Yeah, White Castle is just not the move, bro. Just not the move. We need a 3D Mario this holiday. Listen, ask and you shall receive. Yo, shout out to my boy Pooh Bear. He sent a super chat while I was getting supplies. Shout out to my man Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear says, "Yo, Neo, which movie are you more hyped for this year? Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, or Avatar: The Last Airbender?" Oh, that Avatar movie's coming out this year? I thought it was coming out next year. I want to see what that Avatar movie is all about. Because it does... Is that the Kyoshi one prequel? Or is that the one with the OG cast after the series ended? Which one is it? Chainsaw Man? Chainsaw Man, I think I'm probably most excited about that based off of the fact that I haven't had anything Chainsaw Man in a few years. So I need that. The Demon Slayer shit, I don't care about just because I'll wait for it to become an anime. Like, that's the... Bro... They fucking hoed my ass with Mugen Train. I paid to go see Mugen Train. I saw that bitch like three times in the theaters. I saw that shit 3 times in the theaters. And then a few months later, they're like, hey, it's an anime now. Watch the episodes you just saw in the theaters. I was like, you motherfuckers. You raggedy bitch. I hated that. I hated it. No, it's not a live action. It's the animated one. They're doing an animated Avatar Last Airbender like sequel movie, but before Korra. So, hey, that's good. That's good. Human TV AI God. That's good, man. I'm happy to hear that. Oh shit! Wait, no. I read that wrong. What the fuck? I was reading 2 separate messages that came in at the same time. Fuck it. I'm so sorry, bro. Jesus. That is not good. Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, no, definitely send me a DM on like Discord or something. I was reading 2 separate things at the same time. My bad, bro. I could have sworn the Avatar thing got delayed till next year. JFam has been a member for the past 39 months of the Spirit Detective tier. Neo gravitates towards whatever restaurant gives the most mayo. Sonic always gives a copious amounts of mayo. Coincidence? No. Where's all this slander coming from? What? I don't even bring up mayo, and y'all just keep. Yo, no. Listen, I might cut the stream right now. To be honest, like y'all over here spreading lies and slander. I come on stream and I say I like Chipotle mayo one time. I come on stream and honor a bet one time, and y'all are over here acting like I'll be brushing my teeth with mayo in the morning. Yo, that mayo joke has been. Thank you. That mayo joke, like y'all niggas don't got more jokes. Y'all niggas ain't got more jokes than just, oh, remember that time the nigga ate mayo? Like, you guys would be surprised how many people actually eat mayo. Did you guys know the amount of Hispanic people who eat burgers with mayo? Do you want to know how many people do? I have the data. I have the fucking data. Like, you just tired of y'all, bro. Tired of y'all shows. Yeah, I'm giving you the mayo lore right now. Oh, that 1800 went down pretty smooth. Bro, you see, you can't do nothing. I see, this is the problem being a black man living in America. Because we got to work twice as hard to get half as much, and at the same time, people are going to always hold shit against us. Like, this is the problem of being a black man in America. We can never fucking succeed. So you know what? Yeah. Yeah, hope y'all get... Yeah, David Big Lad, I just took a 3rd shot for these fuckers. Neo losing aura points for that mayo lore. No, I'm not losing no aura points. My aura points... No, I'm like a boss where it's like, no matter what you do, I don't take no damage. I don't fucking care. You just can't win this game. You can't. I'm not losing no aura points. I'm just going to stand there menacingly. Neo be talking like Vegeta on different mayo forms. No. Y'all just... No. Do not compare me to that 5'4" Widow's Peak. Don't get... Listen, I will tolerate some mayo jokes, but y'all compare me to Vegeta. Don't y'all start. Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, that Final Destination movie, I don't know if you guys saw the new trailer for it, but watch it. I'm about to go see that shit. My girl don't even like watching like horror movies or anything crazy like that, but she gonna watch that. She gonna get traumatized by that. I'm about to be sitting there like, yeah, Vegeta slander. Listen, I would do Vegeta slander if I was sober. And I've only had 3 shots. Listen, you guys have seen me drunk. When I am the Senate, that's when I'm drunk. Y'all know what that is. That's if the live stream is 5 hours long. He's in denial. No, I think y'all are in denial. I think all of y'all are in denial, to be honest. Y'all are all in denial. Can't stand y'all sometimes. Finished my yearly Cowboy Bebop rewatch. It's still peak. Yeah, still one of the best anime of all time. One of these days, man, I'm about to cosplay as Spike, bro. I feel like I can pull it off. And then Ace Breaker's going to come in here saying, yeah, pull it off. Eye emoji. New girl? Whoa. Yeah, Iron Hulk. I've been keeping it on the DL. You know, every now and then you got to drop some lore. Oh crap, 3rd shot. See you when you get on your 6th shot. David is on his 6th shot? Bro, what are you drinking? My boy out here, the Riz Master. No, honestly, I don't really got crazy Riz. She thinks I have Riz, but I don't have Riz, bro. I just give her this look, and then she's just like, Nah, but she's pretty cool though. She's pretty cool, all things considered. And yes, she is another Latina, man. You know, I can't escape these Latinas. I swear to God, bro. They are just Jack Daniels. I love Jack Daniels. Yeah, these Latinas is like my fucking curse, bro. I feel like Spider-Man. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? I'm Latina, man. Is Captain America even watching in theater? Is worth watching in theaters at this point? No. And listen, I say this as someone who loves Anthony Mackie and thinks he deserves better. No, it is not. It is not a good movie. I was very disappointed with it. I don't hate it, but it is not a good movie. It's not. I will not sit here and hate on it the way I would hate on Ant-Man and the Wasp or Thor: Love and Thunder, but it's just not a good movie. $2 super chat from Don Otaku. What do you want to see from the next Fire Emblem? Ooh, great question, Don. Great question. Okay, so what I want to see from the next Fire Emblem, honestly, I really want them to return to the more like the era of storytelling that we got from Fire Emblem 7, from that game, because I love Three Houses. I love the gameplay of Engage. I don't like anything else about Engage. It was weird, but it's fine. But I want to go back to that era. I like that like high fantasy. Even though Fire Emblem Three Houses is still high fantasy, I want that high fantasy. And I love the idea of this like a small group of characters, but the main character is very important. You know, I want that. I want that. Latinas are your weakness. Yeah, they are, bro. They are. Thick babes, Asians, and Latinas for me. No, you see, but the funny thing about Kory Gryffindor is all the things that he's obsessed with, he doesn't get, but he gets all the white girls. Like, guys, listen. I swear to God, this man Kory Gryffindor, if you follow the kid on Instagram and you see this story, this dude be up in there in the karaoke bars. He be singing his heart out, and then all the white girls are looking like, bro, Kory Gryffindor, and he says, nah, I ain't got no white girls. I ain't got no white girls. I'll be like, listen, people have lied, Kory, but not like you. Not like you, bro. Like, every day is a different white girl with Kory. And I'm tired of him not accepting that. Yeah, he playing in the snow. Go split the difference and go for the Filipinas. I like the math happening in this night. I like the math happening tonight. I love this Persona music in the background. It's so lit. But yeah. What the real question is, what happens first? Mayo being good, or what did somebody just say? What the fuck? I see some slander. Hold on, the chat had to reset. Okay, here we go. Someone said, what happens first? Mayo being good, or the MCU having a 10 out of 10 movie again? Well, first off, mayonnaise has always been good. So I don't know where this slander comes from. Like, what? Okay, on some real shit, with that, on some not funny shit, where's this hatred for Mayo coming from? I just bring y'all motherfuckers to the table. Why do y'all hate Mayo so much? What is wrong with it? And I'm not someone who eats it on the daily. Shut up, I don't. But where does this hatred come from? Because, like, you put mayo on sandwiches, Chipotle mayo, herb mayo, regular mayo. People put mayo on burgers. $2 super chat from David. Of course, Neo defends mayo. No, but I just want to know where this murder comes from. Were you guys, like, traumatized? Was there, like, somebody who just ate mayo and you guys wanted to puke? Like, thank you. I don't get the hate for mayo either. And that's saying a lot for somebody like Maddie, because Maddie lives in Australia. They eat kangaroos there. You know? They eat kangaroos there. So if they knew something that doesn't taste good, they would know, because they eat kangaroos, and kangaroos are good to them. Mayo is delicious when you mix it. Ooh, Iron Hulk, what'd you mix it with? Spicy mayo. Thank you. I love the name. I love struggling. And people will be like, yeah, you love struggling because you love mayo. Hey, listen, let my man I love struggling live. Mayo definitely randomly became the Freddy Krueger of condiments. Yeah, you know what it is? Because these motherfuckers don't like it. They're like, no mayo. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Regular mayo has to be delicately balanced, but mayo is a goated sauce base. Like ketchup has a sauce base to a lot of things, man. Neo, do y'all have Raising Cane's in New York? I don't think we do. Australia is Silent Hill. Let's remember that. No, Australia is fucking Tokyo Jungle, bro. That's what Australia is. Australia is like Australia is like playing Far Cry in the outback. David G, another David here. Mayo is awesome. Yo, shout out to the God with the fifth super chat on stream. Mayo is awesome. But listen, if you guys, I love mayo, but I don't have mayo all the time. You want to know why? Because it's very calorically dense for what you get out of it. And when you work out, you don't want things that are too calorically dense. I moved from Vegas to the UK this month, and the British people move mad. Yo, them British people are weird, bro. They eat like the weirdest things. They put beans on toast with fucking cheese and then ketchup and potato chips. They call them crisps, I think. I don't know. They're weird, bro. The British people always eat like they're in World War II or something. That's like their daily delicacy. Like, what is fine dining in the UK? Fine dining in the UK seems like these niggas is like in the trenches. Yeah, they eat like they're in the wartime. Yo, these British dudes are weird. Maybe that's why their teeth are all fucked up. I don't know. Chris Forbes is about to come into the chat saying, well, hold on. Yes, they're all fucked up. Because Chris Forbes, I love Chris Forbes because he's black and he's also in the UK, which I think is so funny for some reason. But it's just so funny because he's just like, yeah, they're fucked up, but chill with the slander. And I love Chris Forbes because whatever the time zone is when we do these streams, he's always here, and I love it. As a Brit living in the UK now, slander the UK dudes. They're weird, bro. I'm here for British food slander. They're Yo, he said they're eating pitbull food. Oh, God. Their foods do look like pitbull food, though, bro. It looks like dog food. Neo is being nice, to be honest. I'm a nice guy to an extent. Dog food with drugs or coffee. No, not even that. Dog food with coffee, and they have a cigarette as well. That's why they smoke so much, man, because they look at the food they gotta eat, and they're just like, oh, this shit in it. All right, we're taking the next shot to good food. Yo, we have a lot of dudes named David in the chat tonight. I think that's really neat. I'll die from insomnia before anything there kills me. A black dude was eating fuck. Fish and chips? I'm not gonna front. Sometimes fish and chips slap. But I don't know, you guys. I'm not really into like fried foods these days. I used to love fried. Yo, you guys want to hear something really fat? Y'all want to hear the fattest I've ever been in terms of like shit that you're like, damn, Neo, I'm surprised you're not dead. Let me tell you the story. So, okay, now this is not okay. Compared to like when I binge, like if I get high and I could eat like a whole pizza, a bag of chips, a burger, fries, all that stuff in one sitting and be fine. Like eat 5,000 calories of junk, fine. But I will still tell you that is nothing compared to how disgusting I've been at some point. All right, let me tell you this. This is the fattest shit I think I've ever done. Listen, and mind you, it doesn't make sense if you look at the caloric intake. Compared to eating a whole pizza, ice cream, chips, all that in one sitting. No. But I look at this and I'm like, damn, nigga, you fat as fuck. All right, let me tell you this. All right. So, do you guys know the Tyson... Yeah, this is a big back moment. This is a big back moment from when I was like 12 years old. Big back activities. Do you guys know like when you go to Costco or BJ's or whatever, and they have those Tyson like fried chicken tender? They're like breaded chicken tenders. They're frozen, and then all you have to do is like put them in the oven and you heat them up, and it's like chicken tenders that are breaded, right? Let me tell you what I used to do. All right, so you had these Tyson chicken tenders, like 5 ounces, 6 ounces, something like that. The ones in the bag, yeah, the ones in the bag. See, John knows. So you had those things, and what I would do is, no, not the Dino Nuggets, but you're very close. We used to buy those too. Alva Kermit is like, oh nah, because he knows where this story is going. He knows where this story is going. I love it. So I would have those the Tyson chicken things, like the breaded chicken. And I would take that and I would have my skillet. It wasn't even a skillet. It was more like a wok, like I was making Chinese food or something. I had this big wok and I'll put olive oil in there. So I put olive oil in there instead of cooking it in the oven, like the instructions say. I cook it on the stove. I put the olive oil in there and I would like deep fry the already breaded chicken tenders that were already cooked. Big back, recognize big back. Yes, sir. And I would deep fry it. Okay? And I would deep fry it and then I would put it on like a hero roll. Okay? I put it on a hero roll. I put mayonnaise on both sides of the bun. Right? And then it wasn't just that. I would also get the fries and I would dip the fries in olive oil and I would coat them, put my seasonings, whatever. Then I would fry those until they were crispy. And I have that on my side. So I'd have this like double fried chicken tender breast sandwich with mayo and then these double oiled up fries that were crispy to a T. And then I would eat that. I'm not going front. That shit tasted fucking phenomenal. But I feel like that was the fattest thing I've ever done in my life. And mind you, I've eaten worse than that. But I look back at that and I'm like, what the fuck were you doing, bro? What the fuck were you honestly doing, bro? I'm surprised you're not dead. Yeah, I have big back moments. I've been better with it. Like, guys, let me put this into perspective. So when I saw Mickey 17, I went to the Stop and Shop that was right near my theater. And this Stop and Shop, for whatever reason, okay, Stop and Shop, okay, it's a grocery store chain that we have here in the Northeast. There's Stop and Shop and Giant. It's the same company. It's similar to like a Kroger's for you guys if you're down south or whatever. They have this brand called Willy Wallaby. And Willy Wallaby primarily makes licorice, like black licorice. They make red licorice. They make like pink licorice, things like that. But they had these things I'd never seen before called Willy Wallaby Sour Rageous Drops, which is sour licorice with a candy shell, which I've never seen before. I've had these since I've seen Mickey 17. 2 of them because they were on sale for 2 for $5 because your boy loves a good deal. I have not opened them yet, which is a testament to just how far your boy has come. I'm probably going to open them tonight and have them. But yeah, I was on some Scooby-Doo type shit. I definitely was. I wasn't even high. I was 12 years old doing that shit. Bro killed his life expectancy by 10 years that day. Not even working out. Now we'll save the lives of this kill. Yeah, you know what? Young God? That's what it was. Like, I feel like I'm working out now just to make sure when I do go off the rails, I make sure that I get back that life expectancy. I do. Like, that was probably the fattest thing I've ever done. I mean, because I don't count eating multiple bowls of Cinnamon Toast Crunch as like a fat thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, guys, I'm curious. What is the fattest thing you've ever done where like afterwards or the next day after you were just like, ugh, I really regret doing that. And while you guys are typing out that story, what are you guys doing right now? Are any of you guys just watching this stream and typing along? Or are you guys playing a game and watching along? Or are you guys like, in Cutter Freeman's case, you're probably like making your 19th kid and watching along? I'm curious. Let me know. Damn, my girlfriend is watching the stream right now. This is crazy. But she's dope. She's dope with the shit. This man says every time I eat fried chicken, you feel like you shouldn't have done that. I feel that's very disrespectful, Jason. No, I'm done with my tequila. Fuck. No, but you want to know what's so cool? One time, I will tell you about a cool fucking experience. Yo, you know what slaps, you guys? Frozen yogurt. So, JFam and I, like about a month ago or so, almost 2 months ago, we got dinner and then we got froyo. And when I tell you that froyo fucking slapped to the point where I wanted to get froyo 2 days later, I got it. And it was hit. It hit, bro. It hit. I loved it so much. I texted the group chat, Candy corn slaps. All right, so you guys know J-Fam. He comes to the stream. He's a super chat. He's been a member of the Phantom Weirdo Tiers for a while. I don't fuck with that nigga anymore. I don't know him anymore. I really don't. Because he said candy corn slaps, and I just can't tolerate that. Speaking of big back, I just got a pound of saltwater taffy. They're not surviving the night. I know that's right. I'm not a big fan of saltwater taffy, but I understand the appeal. I understand the appeal 100%, and I'm glad. Okay, I want to read some of these stories. Okay, I'm going to read some of these stories. Here we go. I'm working on some candy corn from Halloween. You a sick individual. You a sick individual, bro. You a sick individual. I love you, bro. You know my day one. You know that. You a sick individual. I can't stand you. What off-brand Dr. Pepper do you have in your area? We have Dr. Pibb, I think. I ate 3 large pizzas. Dude, that's unreal. That's unreal, bro. 3? I could eat 1. I'm Mah Boy. Never had any. Me eating stromboli, and I'm like, I need to stop. Nah, Neo was on that Grandpa Soul Food burger from Boondocks. Yeah. I ate half a tray of Oreos. I was watching Bebop, but it's off, obviously, because I'm watching this. I'm screaming. I'm venting about my friend's hot sister doing philosophy homework. Whoa, 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 wait. Time out. Whoa, Rory, hello. You're venting about your friend's hot sister. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by venting? You trying to get with that? I don't know if you guys can hear the Persona music, but that shit is hitting right now. It's like perfectly tuned for this stuff. It's like do. Oh shit, shout out to Ghost of Shadow for cutting down. Yes, sir. I say Young God. Your name is Young God. Your name is Young God as far as I'm concerned. You Young God. I got so high in college years ago, I killed a chicken parm calzone, and I ordered another one, plus a Ben & Jerry's Americone Dream, and ate it all while watching Daredevil Season 2. Fuck yes. I love that for you. I was just chugging this Fairlife chocolate milk till the stream ended. Till the stream started. I love Fairlife. It's so good. Dr. Pibb is not a ripoff? I didn't know that. I remember I ate 21 slices of pizza at Cece's buffet one time. That is very much so what Don Otaku thinks to do. Like venting or venting. Yo, Neo, you seen Kanye's last meltdown? That shit. Okay, listen. Kanye's meltdown was one of the funniest things I've seen in recent memory, because there's some shit that I'm just like, that nigga is right. But there's a lot of other things where I'm just like, he's batshit insane. Dr. Perky is crazy. Hot sister, she's single, asking for a friend. Hey, yo, get it, John John. John John is my guy. Genuinely good dude. Genuinely good dude, John John. I've known John John for years, and I see John John be showing up on like other podcasts and shit. Great guy. What is your dream deli order looking like? Also, I can't hear the Persona music. You guys can't hear the music? I'm so sorry. Oh my god. How about now? I just want to have it as ambiance. I'm so sorry. I thought you guys heard it in the background. Fuck. I'm a terrible streamer. I'm a terrible streamer. Terrible. Terrible. What's my dream deli order? Honestly, give me a chopped cheese, bro. Give me a chopped cheese, and I'm going to be sitting in the corner satisfied for life. Yo, shout out to all the people watching. We have had a very similar concurrent viewer amount since we started 2 hours ago, and it's always hovered around the same range. That's how I know you guys are fucking lit. Because you know how sometimes when you stream, you don't keep the same concurrent viewer amount, but we've held within like the same 10 viewer amount for the past 2 hours, which is fucking sick. Shout out to y'all. Band Brawlers with a $5 super chat hydration check. Yo, shout out to Band Brawlers. He is doing God's work right now, making sure that we stay hydrated. And I'm so surprised I caught that. Yo, your boy is doing good for 3.5 shots. All right, guys. We're going to have our hydration check here. We didn't have a hydration check on the last stream because we were kind of like, whatever. But a hydration check is very important to make sure that you get your daily water intake in, especially after a night like tonight where we are drinking. You got to have water in your system. It's very important. Crazy how almost everybody here has liked the stream. Oh, have they? Let me see. We are at 54 likes. That is awesome. If you guys can do me a favor, for those who are just tuning in, hit the like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. So on the count of 3, we're going to have ourselves a hydration check. 1, 2, 3. Hydrate or dihydrate. I feel pretty fucking good, man. It's 9:41 and I feel pretty fucking good, man. Hydrate or dihydrate. I think I stole that phrase from my friend Stone on Twitter. Love her. She is awesome. Yeah, bro. It's only been 2 hours in the stream. We might go a little longer. Your boy is kind of feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty fucking good, man. So yeah, guys, keep asking your questions. Go ahead until I get to the point where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. There was something I wanted to bring up and talk. Oh, we never fucking talked about Daredevil Born Again. Oh my god. We didn't talk about Daredevil, and nobody brought it up. Nobody brought it up. And we're all just like, oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's talk about Daredevil Born Again. Oh, Jesus. And we're all just like, oh, shit. All right, let's talk about Daredevil Born Again. All right. He says mid-devil. No, just chill. Stop. But yeah, there's 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again dropping tonight. But yeah, so we're 4 episodes in. 2 episodes dropped tonight, so technically we're like 6 episodes in. So we're like more than halfway into Daredevil Born Again. And your boy has some thoughts. Champion says, why have you not been uploading much? Honestly, Champion, there's just really not a lot of interesting stuff I really want to talk about to upload a video. So that's kind of the reason why, and I don't really want to force it. But that's where the streams come in. The streams are like a fun way for us to keep in touch and talk about some stuff. But yeah, let's talk about Daredevil for a bit. So, Daredevil Born Again. We're about to be like halfway into the season. You know, we've seen 4 episodes now. 2 episodes just dropped tonight, which is dope. I'll watch them after the stream. And you know, your boy has got some thoughts. So originally I was a little hesitant for Daredevil coming back. I mean, because I love so much about that Netflix era. Like, the first season of Daredevil was really good. Second season, half of it was awesome. The second half, dealing with the Hand and Elektra, I was not a fan of. And then the third season came around and it was fucking phenomenal. In a lot of ways, it was the best season. And then Daredevil just went away because, you know, Netflix decided not to renew the seasons. And then Disney Plus had a lot of the Marvel stuff on deck. But then a few years ago, they announced that, hey, we're bringing Daredevil back. It's going to be an 18-season show, Daredevil Born Again. And we were all excited. And now we have the show. And it's interesting, to say the least. So, first things first, I will say that the show is... It's a good watch so far. It's a good watch, but I really think that it's held up by the performances more than the actual show itself. Because when you compare this show to the Netflix era of Daredevil and the stories that they were trying to tell with their characters and the plot lines, I don't necessarily think it stacks up. The reason why I keep tuning in is because of the performances of Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, and now we have John Bernthal as Frank Castle, the Punisher. They're all phenomenal, and they clock into work. They're so good. Every scene that they're in, they elevate the source material, which is something that Disney has really stumbled on with a lot of their Disney Plus Marvel shows. With the exception of something like a Loki or a WandaVision, a lot of the Disney Plus shows are hit or miss. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier had some good episodes, but you can tell that it was just retooled halfway in. They cut some plot lines from the show. Miss Marvel started out strong, but then it petered out towards the end. Same thing with Moon Knight, same thing with She-Hulk, same thing with a lot of these Disney Plus shows. They're not structured and formatted like regular TV. But then you have Daredevil coming back, and it was one of the biggest concerns. Like, is this going to be another Disney Plus show where it's like, oh, it starts off strong, and then they just forget how to make a TV show? No, it doesn't. Like, it's very serious storytelling. They take their time with it. They take it seriously. They don't just, like, throw in the occasional Marvel quip for the sake of. You know, it evokes a lot of the Netflix era storytelling, which is good. That's what I wanted. But to the same degree, I don't think it necessarily has the same sauce of the Netflix era. It just looks a little too clean for my liking if we're talking about cinematics. If you're talking about the look of the show and the presentation, it looks cinematic, but it doesn't have the grungy Hell's Kitchen aesthetic that you had with the previous seasons, which I guess you can attribute to the fact that two things. This show doesn't take place in Hell's Kitchen, and second, this show was retooled halfway into filming, which plays a role. Because originally this show, what it was envisioned as was another Disney Plus show, except 18 episodes. And then halfway through filming, when they had the writer's strike, they decided to retool the series and make something that was more akin to the Netflix era. But from what my understanding is, it was really just the first episode, the last two episodes, and some stuff sprinkled in between with the character Vanessa that they reshot. But everything else is kind of like the salvages and the leftovers of what they shot. And it works only because of the performances of the actors. Because Charlie Cox is so fucking good as Daredevil. It's been 7 years, and this man has not missed a beat. It is awesome. I think more than anything, Charlie Cox and his performance really holds up the show as the character of Matt Murdock, who is, I'm not trying to deal into spoilers, but he's really trying to focus on his public persona as a prosecutor, or a defendant, I should say. He's really trying to focus on that more than his Daredevil side. And he does a great job. The stuff happening with Fisk, on the other hand, I'm not 100% sold on, because he, being the mayor of New York, did an interesting switch for the character, but nothing about it really draws me in the same way that it does for Matt Murdock. There's all this stuff happening with him and his wife and their marital counseling, which I'm just not invested in. Basically, what really holds this show up is just Charlie Cox and what he's doing, and the stuff in the events that's happening with him and the characters. Like, in particular, episode 3, which is my favorite episode of the season, because it deals with Matt Murdock having to defend somebody who is a vigilante. And it was so fucking good. And the finale of that episode was just beautiful. But outside of that, I'm looking at all the other stuff in the series, and it's just serviceable at best. The side characters, I'm not too invested in by comparison to the original Daredevil series. I don't really care too much about what they're doing and their antics. And I'm really just invested in it to see where they go with this, because, like I said, they retooled this halfway into production. They have a new showrunner who was one of the writers of the Punisher show. So he was brought on board, and he retooled the first episode. They shot a new pilot. He retooled the last two episodes. And they kind of like Frankensteined this season. And for all they've done, it's held up surprisingly well. So I think Daredevil Born Again is going to be one of those series that, with time, it gets better. Like when you get into the second season and they have the opportunity to craft an entire season from inception to the finish line, they can make a great season. But right now they're just working with the skeletons of the previous show they shot and trying to retroactively make it a good show. I don't necessarily think anything about the series is better than the Netflix era. Like the fight scenes that we've seen, there haven't been a lot of them. The first episode in particular, it was a nice one shot, but it didn't evoke the same visceral ferocity that you saw with the Netflix stuff. And part of me thinks that it's nostalgia, but I don't necessarily think it's that, because those shows aren't that old. But this one is just a little too clean for my liking. I understand what they're going for in the sense that, you know, dealing with the character of Matt Murdock and Bullseye and what Bullseye does to the characters. It's like, whoa. But it just doesn't have that same visceral punch to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as time progresses. Like, it's a solid show. It's good. There's nothing offensive about it. But the best thing that I could say about Daredevil Born Again is that it's very inoffensive with what it does. There's nothing great about it that stands out. Like, there's good scenes. In episode 4, there's a scene with Matt Murdock and Frank Castle that is a good scene. But does it really compare to their first interaction on the rooftop in Daredevil Season 2? It doesn't. But it's still good. I'm just waiting for this show to have its own identity more than anything. But I'm happy to tune in every single week because it's definitely a show that's better than most Disney Plus shows that Marvel and Disney have put out. That's good. It's good. I think, though, that next year with Daredevil Born Again Season 2, we are going to be seeing a much more coherent vision for this show. And that's a really good compliment. The fact that I'm saying, like, yeah, I think Season 2 is going to be much better. But yeah, Episode 3 is just phenomenal. You guys need to watch it. Can't wait for Blade next year. Oh, God. If you guys stop thinking that a Blade movie is going to happen. Stop thinking a Blade movie is going to happen, guys. There's only been one Blade, and there's only ever going to be one Blade. He just looks at the camera like, mm-hmm. Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm not opposed to CGI being used in a Daredevil show. Because I think that Daredevil as a character, with the acrobatics that he does, there's only so much you could do with an actual actor. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind there being CGI. I think just the biggest problem with Marvel is just they don't have a lot of good... So when you compare the era of, like, what would you guys say is the best fight sequences? The best practical fight sequences in the MCU? It's like Winter Soldier, Civil War, things like that. Those stunt choreographers and those people, they were some of the guys who worked on the John Wick stuff. And they don't really have that anymore. So when you see the stuff they put out now, it's just very clean. It's too clean. It doesn't feel real. And that's the biggest problem. Bullseye's costume was such a downgrade, though. Yeah, again, that's one of the things where Grimdark, good to see you, by the way, man. It's been a long time. That's one of the things where I'm willing to give them the benefits of the doubt in this growing pain era that they fix as time progresses. That's the only thing. No, so the thing about what I'm saying, it's too clean, Otaku Underground. I'm not saying the fights are bad, but I'm saying it's just too... It just comes off as too... Choreographed is not the right term. Like, you know how episode 1 of Star Wars is just way too choreographed? It's just, alright, bro. Like, come on now. It doesn't feel visceral. But if you look at the Netflix fights, there's like a grunginess to it. You're all up in the face, and it just feels like you're there. Here, it's just like, oh, we're watching some dudes fight. You know, like it just, it doesn't feel lived in. There you go. It doesn't feel lived in. Yeah, there's no edge to it. You see, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Ooh. So I might get Domino's tonight. What do you guys think? Domino's or Papa John's? Because nothing on Uber Eats is looking good tonight. What do you guys think? I have not had pizza in a long ass fucking time, bro. Let me log in. I haven't had pizza in 10 years. Domino's bottom tier, bro. Nah, Domino's near me be hitting, bro. Come on now. Domino's near me be hitting. What happened to the keto? I haven't been on keto since COVID. I loved keto. It was really good for like mental capacity and losing weight. But I transitioned out of it just because I like to do other things and I like to be strong in the gym. Keto was cool though. Like if I was like really wanted to aggressively cut weight, I would do keto. But yeah, I haven't done it in a while. But it's good though. I liked it. Let's see. Get Little Caesars. We do not have any Little Caesars near me, my friend. One topping epic stuffed crust pizza for $13.99. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Chris Fark's fitness coming back for a blade. It probably might be. Get the hungry howls. What the fuck? Papa John's. I might get Papa John's. I have not had Papa John's in a while. I could get the Papa pairings where you create like your own pizza. Could do that. Let's see. What do I want on it? I want some grilled chicken. Let's see. $1 wings. Who got 1 cent? Wingstop? The Wingstops near me aren't that good though, unfortunately. That's not bad. So if I get a medium, I get a medium pizza and a Philly cheesesteak papadilla. It's like 16 bucks. How much total? Yeah, it's like 16 bucks and I add tip. It's like 20 bucks. That's not bad. It's not bad, guys. You want me to order you Publix chicken in Publix? Nah, there ain't no Publix near me, bro. Damn, your local Papa John's shut down? Fuck, I'm sorry, bro. We had some good conversations tonight, Trav. Don't worry, bro. You just scroll back, you be alright, bro. I'm debating on what I want. Papa John's or Domino's, guys. I'll make the Uber drive to you to another state. New, do you still hate Little Caesars? I don't hate them. I'm just not a fan of them. There's nothing really crazy about it. You feel me? I mean. Let's see. Little Caesars is cardboard playing. RT Avanti just joins just to slander y'all. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's what it's all about, RT Avanti. I love it. So Little Caesars or Domino's, guys? Hey, what's up? We got Johannes in the chat. First time I ever made it to one of your streams. Finally, nice to talk to you. It's great. It's great to be great for you to be here, man. We chilling. We're winding down for the night. We're deciding what we should get as far as like food for the night. Think about getting some pizza. Lava cake. Everyone's saying Domino's. Everybody's saying Domino's. That would be a very high order. Because I'm looking, I might get some Domino's, guys. I might get some Domino's. Parmesan stuffed crust does sound pretty good. Premium buttery flavored dough stuffed with melty cheese. I might fuck with that tonight, guys. What are your top 3 games you're looking forward to this year? Expedition 33 is definitely one of the top games. And then, see, a lot of the games I'm looking forward to do not have release dates. That's the problem. So some of them could slip into 2026. But Expedition 33, GTA 6, whatever's coming out on the Switch 2, I would say. Yeah, that Parmesan stuffed crust does sound pretty good. Yeah. Nah, Little Caesars. We ain't got no Little Caesars near me. We used to have a Little Caesars, but they closed down a few years ago. Closest one is like in the Bronx. That's a little far away. For my liking. I'm gonna get this Parmesan stuffed crust pizza. I heard Steam coming to Xbox might just be an app feature for PC. I hope not. That would be dumb. But I feel like with that new Xbox system they got coming, you know, probably gonna just be like a shell they put on it, you know. So, all right, let me add this thing so I don't forget. Come on, order me the pizza. Order me the pizza. I want the pizza. Order me the pizza. Why aren't you not ordering me the pizza? I'm trying to order this pizza, please. Parmesan stuffed crust, normal tomato sauce, chicken. All right, that's not working. We do not have a Marco's pizza near me. We do not. I've heard good things about Marco's, though. Okay, Parmesan stuffed crust. I don't know why this is taking so long, you guys. I am so sorry. Goodness. I love how every single stream of ours just ends with us talking about like, hey, what food are we getting, guys? Did you watch Severance? I have not finished season 2 yet. I have not. I'm halfway through, and I'm going to binge it all in the next week or so. Don't worry. I've got to. I've got to, comrade. I'm going to finish the Severance. Damn, if you want to do the Parmesan stuffed crust, is $4 more. That is crazy. That is crazy. In this economy? In this economy? I cannot wait. I'm so excited, bro. I have not watched the new season of White Lotus, but I've seen season 1, and season 1 was great. I can get a whole pizza and a bacon jalapeno stuffed cheesy bread. Damn, guys, I don't know. Papa John's or Domino's, man. Because Domino's... Let me see what I have at Papa. Let me tell you. So, I'm very basic. I'm not trying to go too crazy with what I want to spend. But on freaking... Oh, God. So, on Papa John's, I've got like basically the same order. It's a grilled chicken and pepperoni medium original crust pizza, and then I have a Philly cheesesteak papadilla, and it's like $20 with tip. And then on Domino's, I have like the same thing for the pizzas: medium, cheese, pepperoni, chicken, and then I have a bacon and jalapeno cheesy bread. Wait, Domino's got better deals in the app as opposed to using the website? Because I know McDonald's be doing that shit. But you saying Domino's got better deals than on the website? Or is it the same shit? Severance is very good. It's very different from Breaking Bad, but I think you would really enjoy it. Dr. Pepper was in this. Yeah, Dr. Pepper was mentioned, yes. Yeah, Domino's, you get some really good points. But I think Papa John's, you get some points too. Not as much, though, but it's still solid. Let me see. I'm going to download the... never use the website for Domino's, but yeah, solid deals in the app. All right, so I'm going to download the Domino's app because my boy John the Don recommended it. And you know, John Don has never steered me wrong. So let's see what that's hitting for. All right, we'll download this Domino's app. Yes, sir. They have a Little Caesars app, too. Man, there is no Pizza Hut near me, you guys. Closest Pizza Hut is like 20 minutes away. All right, let's go ahead and let's order. Let's check out this Domino's app, guys. Let's see what this is hitting for. Sign in. Yeah, Pizza Hut used to be the shit, bro. Way back when. But now, nah, not so much. Last time I had Pizza Hut was probably like 2016. I remember I bought some Pizza Hut when I was watching like Luke Cage. That shit was fun. DC Gaming, who's been a member for the past 32 months of the Phantom Weirdo tier. Shout out to the Mayo Man. Can't believe I've been a member for 32 months now. Oh boy. Shout out to you, DC Gaming. It's good to see you, my brother. The Mayo Man is a crazy name. It's a crazy name to call me because I'm not the Mayo Man. You say you like Chipotle mayo one time and these niggas go crazy with it. Time flies for real. It has, bro. Time seriously does fly. We're trying to order pizza right now. Don't you live in New York? Can't you get good pizza from a random shop? You could, but not anywhere nearby. Because I don't live exactly in the city of New York. And I'm ordering delivery right now. And most of the good pizza spots close early. So it's like, feel me? Yeah, that's why we're doing Domino's right now. Because it's 10 o'clock at night and your boy does not want to drive. This should not be this complicated. Neo, I'm aiming for a Kanye West. Oh, God. He'd be like, what? All right, let's order this pizza real quick. Should I grab some Taco Bell tonight? That sounds like a good idea. A late night Taco Bell run? I just want them to bring back the quesarito. More than anything, bro, I need that quesarito back with the quickness. Quesarito was life-changing. All right, so we did this, and we're good. All right, let's go back to the Domino's app. My go-to order at Taco Bell was always the steak quesarito or the chicken quesarito, depending on how I felt. I loved that. I would get a beefy Fritos burrito, I think. So I would get like the chicken quesadilla. I was a fat nigga at Taco Bell's, bro. Taco Bell, you can eat like a king for so cheap. We need King David, a.k.a. the Glizzy Man, and Neo, a.k.a. the Mailman, to hit the streets together. Yo, King is my guy. He doesn't actually live that far away from me. Believe it or not. We live, like, I think, like 15 minutes away. It's fucking hilarious. I remember I ran into him at not my current gym, but like 2 gyms ago that I used to work out at. I ran into him there. I was like, oh, shit. And then I ran into him when I was in ShopRite with my girl. I was like, oh, shit. It's so fucking funny, bro. It was hilarious, dude. It was so funny, man. All right, let's go ahead and order on the Domino's app. Okay, so create a new order. Delivery. Do this. Yeah, but King is my guy. Great dude. Okay. Neo should be known as the Mayo Destroyer. What is wrong with you guys? Why do y'all... Alright, let's see. Let's look at these deals. Gluten-free pizza. Two... Get 1 free stuffed cheeseburger with the purchase of any menu priced pizza. Let's see. Do they have the stuffed thing? Let's see. Medium, this. Garlic crust. Okay, and then you get a... Alright, let's see what this is. Oh, hell no, that's not a good deal. Well, let me refresh this. This, and remove this. I'm trying to, you know me, I like to get a good deal. Bro. You know me. I'll be finessing the system to be like, yeah, no, let's see this. I'm probably gonna end up just going with what I originally was gonna order. I love those 2 $6.99 deals. Them shits is lit. I'm a splurge. I'm gonna get the Parmesan stuffed crust. Why not? Live a little, Neo. Live a little, bro. And I'm gonna get me the... I'll get some cheesy bread. I was thinking about getting the tots, but I'm like, nah, I'm good. The wings at Domino's aren't the worst thing in the world, to be honest. I know everyone's saying get the lava cake, but I'm not in the mood for sweets. I'm in the mood for like something salty. No, I'm ordering right now. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm ordering right now. I got this. I got this. I'm ordering right now, guys. Don't worry. I'm almost done, guys. Why are you always getting full? The mango habanero was... I like to eat a lot. Alright, we're almost done, guys. Here we go. Alright. No, we are done. I'm checking out right now. I'm checking out right now, guys. Gosh. Jesus. Guys have no patience. Bro, it's crazy how I didn't really think of Pizza Hut was the only pizza place with stuffed crust until their patent expired. Yeah, that is true. They were really the only place that had it. Now everybody has it. Having a patent on that is kind of crazy when you think about it. Kind of insane. Will it only... Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. I'm a shapeshifter at Poe's Masquerade. Yeah, I like me some thick pizza, bruh. Thick pizza is the best. Okay. All right, we're almost done. Just putting in my details. I was thinking about wings tonight, but I'm just like, yeah, nah. Why is this not letting me add? Okay, there we go. All right, now we are good. It was giving me some issues beforehand. I was trying to add this thing, and it's like, nope. So what we're getting tonight, we're gonna try the Domino's Parmesan stuffed crust pizza with chicken and pepperoni, and we're gonna get a spinach and feta stuffed cheesy bread because I just love cheesy bread so much. So we're gonna get that. We're ordering it. Yay! All right. Okay, let's order this shit. Don't you dare compare me to Kojima cutscenes. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, guys. I was just trying to find the best deal possible. Gosh, leave me alone. Y'all are so rude. Why y'all gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry her anyway. Marry that girl. Marry her anyway. Marry that girl. No matter what you say. Marry that girl. We'll be a family. Why you gotta be so rude? At least Neo didn't order any mayo. Well, listen. Don't you dare tempt me, because I might. I might do it. Alright. Fucking hell, y'all the worst. More people saying this Metal Gear Solid cutscenes. Fuck out of here. Well, are you not entertained? Not fucking entertained. Gosh, you guys are the worst. You saw so you did see Snow White. Wow. Well, how was that? You say you're pissed off, but how was that? Talk about Xbox Next Gen plans, the possibility of Steam, and if you think PlayStation will somehow block their game. So I did hear a lot of people saying that, like, oh, PlayStation might incorporate something to block the Xbox games from being the PlayStation games from being played on an Xbox device. They would have to be ridiculously petty in order for them to incorporate something in the filters that'll be like, oh, this is an Xbox device? Nah, fuck that shit, bro. But honestly, Xbox doing what they do. Hold on one second. Why is Domino's giving me an error? One sec. No, this is not carry out. Why is it giving me carry out? Change to delivery. Kalel, no. Yeah, that's that Gal Gadot acting right there. Yes, sir. Yeah, no. Domino's had this shit for pickup for whatever reason. I'm just like, no, it's not pickup. It's delivery. Sorry about that, guy. All right, order is placed. Are you guys happy now? I'm sorry, I was just trying to find the best deal possible. Gosh, guys. In the era of inflation, you got to make sure everything is good. Well, you know what? Thanks. Domino says I got a free medium 2-topping pizza for my order if I order next week. Yay. That's how they get you. It's like, hey, you got a free thing for next week. All right, so I ordered that. So we're good. I think, all right, so as far as I mean, we talked about it a little before. I think you were here, Don Otaku. The idea of Xbox doing their next generation console, which is just it's just a console PC hybrid where they have the guts of a PC in there and they have like a console friendly layer on top of it. Honestly, I feel like that's like the only approach that they can have right now, you know? Obviously their approach to how they've been handling console gaming has not worked out well for them through no fault of their own. Like, let's be real. Because Nintendo and Sony don't really have a problem with it. It just seems to be Xbox. But now they're pivoting towards this everything is an Xbox approach, and what better way than making one device that can be an Xbox and also a PC. So if they're making this next Xbox console, bunny or quotations mark, a device where you can play all of your PC games from Steam and Origin and GOG, and you can also play your Xbox Play Anywhere titles, that's the next best thing, because there really isn't a PC equivalent to that. I mean, you could build a PC and you could run Steam Big Picture Mode if you want to, but it's still somewhat cumbersome, and it's not as easy as going to the store and buying a device that can do that for you. So if Xbox does that, where it's like, hey, you can play your Xbox games, but then also you have access to Steam and whatever, I think that's cool. I think that's interesting. It's a differentiating factor between that and a very closed-off ecosystem like the PlayStation and the Nintendo. But I'm just concerned about like the longevity approach as it pertains to Xbox being a console, because they went from being like, okay, now we're very console focused, to now everybody can play our games anywhere regardless of that. So they're more of a publisher than anything, which I think financially will work for them. But if it gets to a point where it's not feasible for them to continue making a console, why are they going to do it other than just saying that they can because they're Microsoft and they're a trillion-dollar corporation and they can continue to lose money on these products? Because most people are set in their ways. Like, they build their PC, they have their PC, they buy their PlayStation, they have their PlayStation, and they said they want to meet gamers where they are. So they're not about like gatekeeping certain things. So I feel like the best case scenario for them is going to be they're going to build their Microsoft hardware for their Xbox users and the people who want to play the games on the Xbox devices. You'll have that machine at least for another generation. And they'll still continue to release their games on Steam. So people who have Windows devices, primarily gaming PCs, they can play the games there. People who stream the games can play the games there. People have PlayStations and then the Switch 2. They can buy the games there, and that's just going to be their approach, which it's got to be interesting. I mean, I feel like all this stuff is really because of the whole Activision Blizzard acquisition, because when they bought Bethesda, that was like, I say only $8 billion, but that's still a crazy amount of money. But when you buy a company for $70 billion, that definitely, people are like, what? I want to see some returns on investment. And I think this is their next best approach. They need to get that constant revenue flowing in. They can't wait another generation for people to be like, you know what? Let me buy another Xbox because they got some shit coming. Now it's just, we need all the revenue now that we can. Not to necessarily recoup that investment, but for them to be like, can we see something at the very least instead of you just trying to build something for the future? Because that's how all these tech companies operate. It's like, hey, we need to see returns on investment as soon as possible. So, honestly, I feel like the biggest approach is... not the biggest approach, but the biggest thing I'm curious about is the handheld aspect of it. Because they are working on this dedicated Xbox handheld, and they're also partnering with, like, I think Asus for a handheld device that's like Xbox certified, where you can play like Xbox Play Anywhere. I'm excited for that, but at the same time, I need Microsoft to make a better Xbox game launcher, because what they have right now is just not great as it should be. And like I said, they have way more resources by comparison to Valve. So they theoretically should have a better launcher at the end of the day, but it's just not as good as it should be. So if they really want to push this Xbox Play Anywhere initiative, they really need to focus on that. And they're already really good in terms of like how they handle cloud saves and certain things, but I just need them to do better on that front if they want to make it a really good unified ecosystem, because that appeals to me. The idea of having an Xbox handheld and then having a companion console and just playing the game on my handheld and then coming back to my console and then playing that and continuing that playthrough is awesome. It's actually part of the reason why I have been tempted to get an Asus ROG Ally, if only for those games that I have on Xbox that are Play Anywhere. You know, like just the idea of like me going over to my girlfriend's place and just bringing an Asus ROG Ally and not having to like have separate games that I play over at her place or bring my Switch with me to just play those games portably. Just the idea of having those games on my ROG Ally and continuing that playthrough, and then when I come home, I can play it on my PC or I can play it on my Xbox. I like that idea. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting, especially in this era of everything is becoming way more expensive. Like in the case of PS5 Pro, it's like, what, $700? How much is Xbox handheld going to be? I mean, if they push it from Microsoft, it's like they could subsidize it, but that's definitely probably like a $500 piece of kit. And then how much is the next Xbox console going to be? Like, is that going to be $600? I feel like the next generation consoles are probably going to be $600 starting. I just have this feeling like something just tells me it's going to be $600 starting. But is it going to be more because of their approach? I don't know. We'll see. Like, the industry is in a very interesting place, and I feel like games are selling very well now. Established IPs sell very well, but I don't think that there's necessarily the same amount of money that can go around as it was a couple of years ago just because of the influx of all of these forever games that come out and how people spend money. The people who are buying these games like a Monster Hunter, like these established legacy IPs are like the fans. And sure, every now and then there's new players who trickle in, but the amount of new gamers who come in and what they're playing a lot of the Fortnites, the GTA Online, the Call of Duties, and all that stuff. And you can't really pull them away from those things. So now you're in a precarious situation because game prices are getting more expensive to develop, and the price of games has gone up, and it will continue to go up. But how do you compete for people's attention when there's just so much stuff out there? So it's going to be an interesting next generation what happens. I definitely do think we're going to see a lot of developers still doing live service stuff, unfortunately, just because if they have 10 failures, but they have that one game that makes up for those 10 failures, they're going to still do that because that's where all the money is. I mean, look at Helldivers. Helldivers being such a big success for Sony. Sure, like they canceled a lot of the games that they probably knew weren't working, but they're still going to invest in some live service stuff. It's just, you can't ignore that. You can't fucking ignore that. I mean, look at Sea of Thieves on PlayStation, how well it's done. Selling over 1 million units on there for an IP that's the first time it's on PlayStation. And that game has been out since 2018? And it came out 6 years later? These companies can't ignore it. That's reoccurring revenue. And if you can get that reoccurring revenue as opposed to spending and betting and hedging all your bets on this one big single player game, these companies are going to go for that. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, I'm looking at the clock, you guys. We've been streaming for over 3 hours now, which I think is a really good cutoff point for tonight's stream. But this was pretty dope, you guys. This is very dope. As always, it is a pleasure and a privilege to hang with y'all. We got a little loosey-goosey with some alcohol, and we had some good talks tonight. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. And I will be back sometime in the near future for another stream. Hopefully within the next week or so. We'll see. But yeah, just looking at my work schedule ahead, it's not as crazy. But before we go, we are going to have ourselves a hydration check. We already introduced what a hydration check is, so I don't need to go over that with y'all. But we're going to have another one, especially before this pizza that we're about to consume. That'll be a lot of fun. So on the count of 3, you guys get your favorite H2O beverage of choice. David Big Log, I do not mean vodka because we already had vodka. On the count of 3, we're going to hydrate. So 1, 2, 3, hydration. And I'm excited for this Domino's Parmesan Stuffed Crust Pizza. I will definitely be having a post-stream review later down the road. If I come to the next stream and I'm excited, I'm about to be like, yeah, fuck yeah, it was great. But if I come back and I'm just like, nah, this shit was ass, bro. We will see if Pizza Hut was the only place that could handle the greatness of stuffed crust. But yeah, you guys, enjoy the rest of your mornings, your afternoons, your evenings, whenever you guys are watching this. Be excellent to one another, but above all else, be excellent and kind to yourself. And for me and you for now, my name is NGS signing out. Like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.